recap? I know we did the ants and there's the shards, but I don't remember
escaping from the dungeon.
Okay, so we hadn't left yet. That's what I couldn't remember.
All right.
As I recall, that's where we were. We're on our way out of the dungeon, the mines, I should say.
So does anyone want to properly recap the session? And if no one wants to, I can also recap it because I've got the clip notes here as well.
Ooh, I was gonna say, hold on. Let me double check. Do I have inspiration still?
Did I not use inspiration last session?
I have an open inspiration slot.
I think a lot of us do. That was a tough session.
That was a very tough session.
If I recall right, I even used my inspiration. Yeah, I did.
I say we roll for it.
I was focused. I was determined, but I think I used my draconic retribution rather than my inspiration. So
you did, yes.
Gosh
you
darn
definitely did use
Jorah, don't let me keep ignoring my inspiration.
I say we make it if Bones. Sorry, you're always gonna be Bones. Fuck you. If Bones, has his inspiration, I think it should be a roll-off between me, Stefan, and Zorg, or me, John, and James to see who does the recap for the inspiration. I feel like.
All right.
Oh wait, you weren't there last session, were you?
Yeah, no.
That's right. I controlled Zalile, and Bones played you for the combat. You did very well, by the way.
You took no damage somehow.
You actually did more work than Bones did in terms of just sheer numbers.
All I did was complain at the party. That was my contribution. I was the eyes, the ears, and the damage sponge.
Yeah. I mean, you took 30 points of damage that fight.
So I guess
way more than that. I cast Cure Wounds on myself twice.
I will ask John, do you want to do the recap or do you want me to?
Well, I'll put it this way. I didn't take any notes.
Okay. I'm willing to do it. I feel like I remember most of it. Just I couldn't remember where we
I can
ended.
help you here and there.
All right.
Go ahead and start it if I hear you missing something.
Okay. So, basically, the start of the session took place after the collateral and the fallout of the exploding crystal the first time, where then we went down to the cave to follow the ants. On the way, we found the mark of, not Dendalin, that's a whole other thing. I'm trying to remember what the god's name was. What was it?
Dredge.
I thought you said fish for a second. I was very confused. The mark of Dredge, and the god of the fallen, the exiled god. I don't think he technically is fallen and demonic, right? He's just exiled from losing the war.
Exiled, yeah.
But he's like the god of evolution and change, if I remember correctly.
Evolution, well, specifically poison and medicine is his two prominent ones, but he's also considered evolution as well, and other stuff like that.
So poison, medicine, evolution, basically things that are required to make beasts. We learned that these ants may be controlled by him, but apparently the ants themselves just seem to have a natural inclination to put the mark of Dredge wherever they are, typically maybe as a warning to predators or mortals, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Pyre changed that, informed his father of what was going on, and then let slip, I think mostly on purpose, about the shards themselves.
Oh, it was very much on purpose. Dad was like, you have nothing of value to say.
Yeah, and then when Dad basically said, why are you bugging me, that's when he spoke up.
Here's this bit of information I thought wasn't worth your attention, Daddy.
Yeah. He informed that he was working with a son of Surkava to deal with the issue, and that the agreement was that he would host one shard himself in wherever place he mattered, and then the Church of Surkava would probably try to get the rest, just to make sure that not all the pieces were together as a contingency plan and things like that. We went down to the cave, started the fight. It was a very, very tough fight without going into all of the details, because it was a fight. Ants came from
out the part where we were following and suddenly detected underground trying to flank us, and we fled back.
Oh yeah, that's true. So we learned
fled back into a side tunnel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the ants definitely have a very big presence down here, more than we saw, more than we dealt with. We did not deal with the whole colony. We dealt with like a small contingent of the juniors, so to speak. Towards the end, one of the Secret climbed up after one of the mana ants that was shooting more lightning than it should have. With Stefan's help, we killed it, and Secret went for the body to try to find the shard, which he suspected was in there. At the same time, he started getting zapped. I think it was Ash pulled his shard out of the bag of holding because I think it was reacting, right?
Yeah, he opened up his bag of holding, he sensed danger, and then lightning shot out basically as you touched the stone to
right,
the one
they
he
were
had in his
attracted
bag.
to each other is what it seemed like. At least reacting to each other in some capacity. And then not Zorg. I keep saying Zorg instead of Ash. Ash grabbed his, did not get zapped, but it was a very similar reaction to both of us having direct contact with the shards, where the shards have imprinted some kind of electricity-based power through us that has not been explored yet, at least on a mechanical level, or really even a story level. There was talks about, getting as many heads as we could to make sure we got paid for this. We managed to save all of the miners, even the one who went down multiple times. And I don't remember exactly what it was you put in your chest. I think it was like a thing of explosive barrel, right, Stefan? You put something in your genie chest.
It was a barrel of oil.
That's what it was. And we were trying to get out away from the sounds of the rest of the ants to report our findings, get paid, and get the fuck out of here. The mission has been accomplished as far as, Secret is concerned.
We don't need to see any more ants.
Yeah.
At least not for a while.
Yeah. Not unless they're paying us a lot more.
I mean, army ants typically require a full mercenary army to deal with unless they're just a scouting party.
Well, we did our job. I think that is actually all the kills effectively right there, right?
Yep.
That is not a bad haul for a group of level 2s or level 3s.
I believe you didn't get all of them. Some of them were hiding in the acid tunnel. So take off the 2 ambushers because those were definitely in the acid tunnel.
Yeah, it wasn't that they were hiding. They were just in the acid and nobody wanted to go get them.
Yep.
Yeah, I certainly didn't. But that's okay. We have enough here that
simple like poison, I'd have volunteered, but acid, thank you.
We have enough here that we can profit from our exploits on a side profit and not just the main story. And this Overseer is going to probably have a lot more to consider, considering, so that's going to be interesting. The question is, do we tell him about that we saw the exploding crystals? I say, why not? Start that little process. We got the shard. The only other thing that to worry about there is the mark of whatever, sorrow. Not sorrow. What the fuck is his name?
Dread.
No, the other one. Magic one.
Solemn,
thank you. You can tell I'm really good with names, right? Whatever Solemn's doing with this vision I had beforehand, before we even came here.
I mean, you haven't seen any marks of Solemn yet.
No, but to be fair, the way your vision described it is basically the mark of Solemn would be disguised by a mark of rebellion, which we didn't really see that either. Just the dredge mark.
Indeed.
So I'm a little worried that we missed something, but it's not worth our lives yet. We're not powerful enough yet. So that is effectively my recap.
Okay. You can give yourself inspiration. I can also fill in some of the other major points. Frankie the kid murders 2 ants.
He went psycho.
Yes, he basically needs therapy now.
Well, he can join the Church of Sarkava. That'll be all the therapy he needs.
On top of that, Monica demonstrated a new ability called Soul Link, which she seems to have picked up from the necromancers up in Rosenthia. Stefan also quickly picks up Soul Link as well, and it seems to let Stefan target an additional. It's basically like Twin Spell, but it's a lot less restrictive.
Yeah. Can certain number of times a day I can hit 2 creatures with a targeting spell that are not more than 30 feet apart.
Yep.
It's basically what it amounted to.
Unfortunately, you won't get many uses until much further on. I think level 8 is when you get to. But still, it recovers on a short rest, so it synergizes with Warlock very well. Alright, that was another major point. Let me just go through here. I suppose the other big thing was that, pretty much the soldier ant. The soldier ant it has 5 antennae, and those antennas not only seem to be good at deflecting weapons, but also good at lessening the effect of magic as well as just being a good general purpose tool for getting it out of dangerous situations. It was incredibly bulky, you could tell that, and even when you hit it with an attack, its antenna seems to have a mind of its own and be capable of intercepting your attacks. Alright. And now, you guys are headed out. Stefan has done his short rest in the Genie's capsule. He's currently riding on his familiar. Does your familiar have a name at all, or is it just a raven?
I'm just calling it Raven.
Raven. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, it's a name. It's a woman's name. Raven Simone.
Yeah, twist is its man.
That's so Raven.
Kill me now. Not think you'd bring Disney into this. I didn't get the reference.
I don't think. I thought that was Nickelodeon. Was it Disney?
Does it matter? Does it matter?
Slightly.
Disney. Only Disney comes up with something that cheesy.
Code Degrassi.
Definite lack of goop in there. It's not Nickelodeon.
You know what? That's true.
Yeah.
I forget exactly how much HP they all lost. So
Oh my goodness.
Alright.
I have to remember, were we supposed to bring these heads to the guy we met in the business district or to the overseer to get paid?
The administrator in the
sure
business district.
The guy
Okay.
who Zalao stole the slaves from.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, good. That's going to be an awkward talk. Luckily, I'm sending him somewhere else because I don't have to play him anymore. As soon as we get back to town, I say, you go hide somewhere. I don't want to fucking see you, smell you, or hear you until things die down. If I do, bang.
Well, it's. Wouldn't we just?
We will get
Like-
him his share.
We should talk to Jorah about it on how he wants to handle it. I think metagaming is necessary in this situation because the player has mentioned wanting to return officially to Jorah, but there's
Yeah, but
also consequences in the world and
So he
long
has
time from now.
So
Like a few months.
he had a plan, so I would probably have that happen in the background, but he also wanted you guys to have your all to there's going to be something that happens, and he will freely allow you guys to have the choice, and he will, if you guys want to make that choice, he fully allows it as well. But I do know what I would naturally have happen, and if he shows up again in the future, you'll hear something vague, and he'll probably roleplay, like, I will have one-on-one sessions to see exactly the details of what happened. But I do know generally what's going to happen due to his plan.
Did he mention he actually intends to come back to the character, or at least
He
return to
did.
the game? Okay. Do we have a general time frame for that?
I think it'd be at least 2 to 3 months.
Yeah,
Okay.
at minimum.
But
a
not
few
so we're
months,
not talking years. 2 to 3 months is not that long of a time actually when you really think of it. Especially if we're taking a month hiatus from the game for your vacation.
Yeah, that's why it's not the worst in the world.
Okay. Well, killing him right now will not be my answer then. How about that?
All right.
Because he helped out. He did help us out. And I do think his character should get paid for that.
At the very least, I'm probably, if he does get into guard hands, he's probably not going to die because he did tell me a few of his plans. So I know exactly where to go with his narrative. Alright, but first things first, you guys are running back up to the surface. You know that the torches are on the left side if you're going back up.
Right.
Okay, but what is your marching order? You can feel free to move yourselves around the NPCs.
Hey Zorg, you want to be up front?
Yeah, man.
Wow, I'll be in the middle again.
Yep, so these are the NPCs, so you can just move yourselves accordingly.
I forgot this was the Mark of Dredge. I thought this was a smiling flaming watermelon. Oh, because it was.
Yeah, this is the Mark of Dredge. The other one was the Mark of Zygen, which Pyre burned over it.
And then it makes the smiling flaming watermelon.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, when we go past that mark again, nothing's changed.
And the flaming bra.
Nothing has changed.
Balls of fire. Balls of fire, mate. Now maybe we need to make those hang lower? I don't know. It does look like a bra. Don't tell Dad that. That's
I
not
won't
gonna
tell
end well.
him. You can tell him.
Alright. Zlala's probably going to be in the back. I think Ash would probably want to be with Frankie. I'll just say Frankie's in the back on that turn order. Pyre's
I'll
in
take
the rearmost.
Okay, yeah, Pyre's in the rearmost unless something goes stupid.
Yeah, well, probably Stefan and Monica will be a little bit ahead of you.
A little ahead of you? Okay, I'll move everyone forward.
Just a little bit ahead of Pyre.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of which, Frankie is slowing us down, so my justification for being in the back is I will burn a heal spell on him. I'm going to regret that, but whatever. It's important to Ash, thus important to me.
Ash is carrying Frankie, but you can still heal him if you want.
Is Frankie's wounded condition slowing us down? I care more about the mechanics in character than the comfort.
No, Ash is taking it upon himself to just carry Frankie, so it's not.
He stays
really
out of trouble.
Yeah.
Frankie has like a knife. I'll kill you. I'll kill you all.
He's definitely gonna need therapy. Okay, and secret.
I already gave him the solution. Secret's in the middle.
In the middle.
Smack
Okay, so
dab in the middle.
in front of Ash, you want to be?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Whatever gives me the easiest access to as many people who need emergency healing in front of me or behind me, essentially.
Oh, yeah. Also, in that case, I will just heal myself then.
All right. You can definitely do that.
Yay!
Well,
4 HP,
this is
7 HP.
I'll treat that as your exploration action as you guys are running away. Are you guys gonna be running at full speed and take a perception penalty, or are you gonna run at normal speed?
Normal speed.
Yeah, I would
in the
like
front,
to do
so
full speed, but
you would
I
like
feel
to?
like I'm at the back. Guess I don't get a point. I would love to do full speed, but I feel like we're all injured and hurt, so our full speed is our full speed.
I'm okay with going normal speed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the silence from the other players as agreement. All right, normal speed. You still hear chittering and mandibles clacking together, echoing behind you. So Pyre will heal himself as his exploration action. And what are the rest of you going to be doing?
I'm gonna go on Overwatch for the front.
On the lookout. So are you going to attack, or are you going to make a perception roll to spot enemies?
Attack if I see an enemy.
Okay. You ready an attack action. Alright. Stefan, what do you want to do?
I'll just continue to go along and keep an eye out. Have a cantrip ready in case something pops out.
Okay, so ready a spell. Which spell?
What do you think?
Eldritch Blast. Alright.
Yeah, why not?
Eldritch Blast. Alright. And Secret, what do you want to do?
Good old EB.
I'm probably, even though it didn't come up before on the way here, I'm probably gonna perception for any marks we missed,
Okay.
even though we're basically trying to escape. Because that's still prominently on my mind.
Alright. Make a perception roll for me, please.
Sure. That's persuasion.
Let's still take the nat 1, though.
Yeah, okay, but just add 3 more to that nat 1.
3 more. Okay.
3
So that'll
more.
be
I know,
5.
that's a lot.
Go that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. We're changing things here.
3 more. 6. Okay. Alright. There's a lot of noise, a lot of chittering. You're a bit on edge with the fact that you just barely got out of this situation. You've got the lightning shard in your cloak somewhere. And people are injured all around you. Some of them have even gone down a couple times. Frankie looks like he's on death's door. Like, the situation is so panicked. You're trying to look for these mysterious symbols, but the situation is just so chaotic that it's very difficult to concentrate. All right. You notice that the sound of chittering and skittering, even though you guys aren't able to like sprint away at full speed, it is getting further and further away. All right. Secret, what's your passive wisdom?
My passive wisdom, my passive perception.
Your passive
Passive
perception.
wisdom, sorry, passive wisdom and perception is 15.
15, yeah. I'm pretty sure you have the highest one.
I'm a wisdom caster, I hope so.
As you're walking, back up through the tunnels, let's see, Zorg. Actually, no. I'm not going to ask that. So, although the situation is hectic, Secret, you do notice that as you are running by manacrystals, you see them begin to crackle as you move past. Same thing with Ash.
They're crackling.
Yep. It's kind of
When
like,
you say
imagine-
crackle, like a sound of crackle or more like a visual spark or
Just the sound. Just the sound of
Okay.
like a static, effectively like a static shock.
okay.
Well, that's the second stage. First is snap, then crackle, then pop.
Yeah,
Secret
I'm
had
gonna-
noticed earlier.
I am just going to loudly inform the party, like, hey, we should keep going. The crystals are crackling.
Is that what
Don't-
happened before they blew up?
Move!
I'm trying to remember. That is kind of sort of what happened before they blew up, right? Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
say yes. It was. So don't stop.
And looking back at the video, maybe I did make it clear, but effectively, like, as you were cutting the storm crest, Effectively, trying to gather the storm crest is what triggered the explosion last time. So these things are like volatile, kind of like TNT, or kind of like nitroglycerin. Like a little bit of force,
Don't
boom.
rattle them.
Yep.
Speaking of which, did Ash put his favorite young miner's bucket in his bag of holding, or was that left in the room?
I think he put it in the bag.
I believe all of them put it down in the room, but I imagine going up, the miners are definitely going to want to pick up their stuff.
Can we just say that's Ash's
Yeah.
interaction where he gets the miners stuff and we move on?
Yep.
Ash and miners took that care of.
Yep, he puts all their buckets. It might be too heavy. I'll just say at least Frankie's. The other miners are going to be carrying theirs. And some of their crystals fall onto the ground. As Secret and Ash pass by them, they crackle as well.
Keep
Alright.
running!
Get rid of those freaking buckets.
Could you guys hold it steady? Ash says. Sorry, I'm kind of busy running for my life up here, Droogle says. And
It blows up.
yeah. And you guys are making your way out of the tunnel. The chittering and skittering, it gets even further back. It's further and further away. Doesn't sound like anything's pursuing you. And after a while, like, you notice this as well. And Droogle says, So, you think we're safe? 'Cause I don't hear any skittering or any burrowing, unless they're laying an ambush for us.
Now that we're slowing down and listening, do we hear any crackling going on in their buckets?
You definitely hear Mason, the guy right in front of Secrets. His bucket is fizzling and crackling. And then Mason
Put
moves
that
away.
down!
Mason backs up away from you and they stop crackling.
Wait a minute. They stop crackling. When Mason backs up?
You
From
have the energy
Yes, but why is it when he backs up?
because space is relative, you idiot. Just stay away from the buckets.
I move my finger towards the bucket.
You're just gonna walk up to Mason and
No,
actually...
no, just the finger. I just want to see if there's any reaction. If I just point.
There's a small snap.
He immediately withdraws his finger and goes, "Stay away from me with your buckets." And Ash, too. We seem to be causing reactions. Maybe it's magic.
Yes, maybe it is magic.
I'm not telling them why.
Maybe it is magic. Well, I'm not saying that, but
Oh.
remember that Ash also has a shard of lightning, and he put Frankie's bucket in his bag of holding.
Oh my god.
So you hear... So, Ash says... So,
The bright side is the explosion happens in the other plane, yes?
Until you open the bag and it all comes flying out.
Yeah. I mean, you can hear some crackling from Ash's bag. And Ash says, So, would this be a bad time to mention that I put a bucket in my bag?
Give it to Pyre. Now. I promise we'll get it back to you after we solve this, but you're a liability to you and your friend.
Okay. Alright. Ash puts Frankie down. Pyre, do you accept that bag?
He's
That
giving me the
bag?
crackling bag.
Yes.
He obviously has put the shard of lightning into the bag.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
What? Well, yes, but we also know that the shard, he already possesses the power, so we don't know how the shard is still Is it inert now? Is it because of ash? Is it because the shard is still in there? We need to at least figure out if it's not ash that is causing the liability here.
So speaking out of character, because I am a smart individual, there's a line between me and, say, Secret.
But the other miners are on the other side, the ones who would be in danger.
The people in between me and you would be hit.
Well, it hasn't exploded yet, right? So
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I take the bag from Ash, and I
Monica
move
does-
up to Secret, and then I take the shard of lightning out of the bag.
Okay.
make sure you don't
look,
touch it directly if you don't want to get zapped, remember?
Oh my gosh, I guess gauntlets don't work. Thank you for the heads up.
But
Yeah, mister. You thought I was stupid.
all right. So you are going to grab the shard. You're going to open up the bag and try to grab the shard.
We can amend that and do the bucket. I feel like Pyre would remember, whereas it happened a while ago for Bones.
Okay. Monica's kind of shadowing you guys. She, Ash and Pyre does not hear this, but she does say, "Ooh, I could hold it. I could hold on to it if you want." But you guys sort of do your thing, and she just continues shadowing you guys because she is interested in seeing what happens.
And I kind of put my hand on her and say, don't get too close. Those things can blow up. You can observe it from here when it blows up easier than you can up close.
Okay. You guys are
Much more enjoyably.
Can we move, please? Disaster averted. We need to move.
Okay. So you're taking the bucket out of the bag, right?
I'm taking the bucket out of the bag for better or worse.
Okay. You open up the bag. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, I would love to point it towards Ash, but yes, I will make that save.
Ash would probably stay in his backwards
It's
position
fine,
if he
DM.
moved
I'll make
forwards.
the save. I didn't specify beforehand. And that is a 13.
All right. Do you have proficiency in dexterity saving throws?
I do not.
Okay. All right.
But I will point out that my gauntlets are squeaky clean.
We'll see how squeaky clean they are for long. Oh yeah, wait. Armor of Gleaming, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So you open up the bag, you grab the bucket, and you notice just holding onto the bucket, they rattle, and actually vibrate. I will let you do the next thing however you want, because you rolled high enough dexterity. So what are you gonna do?
All right, so I'm holding the bag. There is obviously, for lack of a better term, it's very unstable. Have I pulled it out of the bag, or is it still in the bag?
It's still in the bag. Well, I guess it's like the handle is out of the bag right now, and it's obviously vibrating.
I put the handle back in the bag. I will it go further into the astral plane. Wait a second. And then I pull out the shard and, whatever, cool cat, I'll deal with it. Grab
Okay.
the shard and, I'll move it to clothing, but I'm going to have to learn that gauntlets may not be as perfect as I think they are.
Okay. Make a roll a 1d20, and do not roll 5 or
Yay.
lower.
We are making the DM happy. So 1d20?
Yep.
And nothing influences this.
Correct.
I have a mark of Zygen.
Ooh.
That's a 15.
All right. You do not get electrocuted either. You touch the lightning shard. You feel energy flowing through you as well. And Ash says, So did it blow up? Would this be a bad time to mention that all of the ant heads are in there as well?
It's in the astral plane. Technically, they're not stacked together. Well, I would recommend you be careful when you take it out. It was not happy. And I will hand the bag daisy chain back to Ash.
We should probably at least take out one head just to see.
No, we are moving. So I feel power
Okay.
DM, right?
Yeah, you feel power.
I wonder
and
if
you're
that
gonna
means
leave.
Ash lost his.
Ash.
Well, I am the son of innovation. While we're moving, I would love to use this power.
You're gonna experiment right here, right here. Okay.
Let's do some minor experimentations.
All right.
So I have 3 ideas. We can roll for it, or you can give me hints, or we can just choose at random. One
Choose at
is that
random.
I'm literally
I
okay.
will roll with whatever you're going to say and see if that does anything. And if not, then I can probably help guide you, like, if it's similar to something. You have witnessed some lightning abilities.
All right, so those 2, and then all right, so those are the 3 things that come to mind.
What do you think come to
My
mind? Okay.
attacks as a artificer is literally thunder based. It'd be sweet to change that to lightning, even though it's not as effective, because style. Mark of Zygen, I can recharge the charges on that. I can make it more, I don't know, attuned, give power back to my father or something, or get power through me, and then I can just get my spell slots back. The idea is behind all 3 of these is it has power. It's shocking. Obviously, if it's not used, it hurts people. So put it towards
Okay.
something beneficial rather than letting it sit as a unsheathed weapon.
Okay. This is still the experimentation phase. You aren't sure if it's got clearly defined abilities or if it's got loosely defined abilities. But which
I
one
know.
of those ways
I know.
are you going to experiment with first? This is happening as you guys are still leaving the mines.
The Mark of Zygen, that's typically fire and innovation.
Okay.
Does thunder fall underneath the realm of fire? Does lightning fall underneath the realm of fire, or is that totally different?
Lightning is different. Lightning is its own thing. Thunder is also its own thing. That's basically sound-based stuff, concussive stuff.
So it doesn't follow MTG rules. Fair enough.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to try
let's
to. Okay, go.
let's. Yeah, screw it. He gave it to me. It's mine now. Mark of Zygen. Woo!
Okay.
I'm going to see what I can do to channel this energy while I hold it towards my father. He's been upset with me taking his energy. I'm now giving it back.
Okay. So are you trying to contact Zygen or?
No, this is more. Yeah, let's. He showed interest, right? He showed interest. Let's contact Zygen. So I will
Okay.
say Zygen's name because I'm getting his attention, and I will focus my vision on the mark and on the shard of lightning.
Okay. The shard secret. You can very clearly hear the crackling sounds of electricity behind you.
Oh, I'm taking
In
a
fact,
look.
everyone probably hears that, and you can even hear Richie say, "Ash, what are those pretty lights?" As pretty much everyone looks over, except Zorg. Zorg, what are you doing? You could hear those light sounds too.
Zorg will look that way.
Okay. everyone behind Pyre is naturally looking forwards. Zorg is going to turn around. All the miners turn around. Everyone's got their eyes focused on Pyre as he has the shard of lightning in his hand. He's focusing his vision. You can, Secret, you're close enough and in his face that you can see flaming infinity symbols in the pupils of his eyes.
Won't bring it up for now. I'm just gonna look at him like, what are you doing? And Celestial, actually no, and Celestial will say, like very quietly, like, what are you doing?
Well, well, well. What do we have here? You found yourself quite the treasure.
Coming from Pyre's like body
Nope,
or
this
mouth.
is a telepathic communication.
Is it
From-
to Pyre and Zypher, or sorry, Zygen? Pyre
It's
and Zygen, or
Pyre and Zygen.
all right, telepathically think back. Yes, we were able to retrieve one from the ants. Found out another one of our party had one on his person already. I intend to send one to you when given the chance and the means. What do you want in the meantime with it?
Keep it safe. I have ideas for experimentation and they could be dangerous. So just keep it safe for now. I will make my way over to Veer very, very soon.
We will be near the fair. I mentally communicate to him the location of our inn because that's Pyre. Yes. And I'll mention that there's an excess of energy.
Stefan, Monica, Monica is curious as she looks over, and she scratches her little parrot. And I think this is something I should probably DM. So I'm gonna DM. Give me a moment.
Parrot turns into Zygen. Behold me, Squawk!
So you are close enough. You are close enough that you would definitely know what Monica is doing with Coco.
That doesn't sound right.
There is a Zalile. Zalile would definitely be close enough. And Ash would still be out of range as well. Secret, you
Pyre
can-
is distracted. He's focusing on the shard and his mental communication.
And I'm focused on his eyes.
Indeed.
I know what that means. I probably have a feeling I know what that means, right?
I would
Uh-huh.
also be focused
Yes.
on Pyre's eyes.
He is a bit far away, but I think you probably still would be able to tell he's got something different about his eyes. Yeah, Secret. Sometimes gods will go through the memories of people, see through the eyes of another person, do various things when they are directly looking through someone. So
in some capacity, I am aware that he's at least in contact with his father, or his father is doing something to him, right?
yes, or doing something
Okay.
through him. It's quite the prize. If you can keep it safe, then I'm sure, well, perhaps I can further your education in other ways. You've obviously accomplished great things.
I whisper in Pyre's ear, we're only level 3.
All right. DM, sending back to Daddy. The whole idea of how do I phrase this in a Pyre voice? I aim to someday advance to the point where I can support you more actively. Whether that is with you or with other powers does not matter. I am simply living the way I have chosen. Is there any advice you have to give me about how to keep this under your control? Places to go,
see.
people to trust, things to use.
Well, I have heard various intermittent things about the ascendancy phenomenon. Supposedly, there are shards of power across the world, and when you gather them all, you have the ability to ascend. That is what I've heard, though I do not know the specific details of individual shards or how to ascend at all. I don't know if these shards have a will of their own or if their will bends to the bearer. This is all, I will admit, this is all unknown territory for me. I would say, if you wish, I would say, since he isn't that knowledgeable, he wouldn't be able to tell you exactly how to use it.
All right,
So
so
he would-
DM, I'm going to rephrase this and say, then some light innovation is necessary. I can adjust my armor, and I will send him a just mental blueprint schematic of how to insert the shard into the shock gauntlet. Temporarily is the key word there.
I suppose that could work. I will permit you to experiment with using its power in whatever capacity you see fit. Just be careful not to ascend, because I cannot guarantee your safety if Zerkava deems you a threat.
I don't believe anyone can guarantee anyone's safety. However, should that happen, and although it's not my desire, I would still exist as your son, and that would not change.
That is very good. And your loyalty would be rewarded. Perhaps if we gathered all the shards ourselves, you could descend and be by my side.
I will kill you.
That
mean-
would be that would be your initiative. The agreement I have made and offered is to simply store one in your power to avoid a war between the gods. As tempting as that would be, I'm sure you would understand that as more shards are gathered, keeping them in one place would attract unwanted attention from every political view. It would not be worth the risk unless you already had dominance over the other gods and the fallen ones and the corrupted ones, which I don't believe you have. Gather your allies, Father.
Indeed. War
I
is
know that
likely
this
on
is
the
a game.
horizon.
Of course, it always is. But you know your moves in politics better than I. I'm simply a messenger.
Experiment with that as you see fit. Keep that out of anyone else's hands by all means. Any and
Understood.
all means.
Except for yours, of course. And DM, I will allow him to end whenever he's done.
Okay?
But while he's here, let's experiment. I can modulate my armor. We've discussed this. We've agreed that it's functional. I can think of places it could go. It could go into maybe one of the legs that's artificial. It could go into the chest plate. It could go into a shock gauntlet. Where would make the most sense?
I'll leave that up to you if you want to put it wherever you want to put that.
I would love to put it in the legs, but I'm afraid at putting it on my belt and just blowing myself in half. Mm, yeah, screw it. Let's go for
Hands.
the belt. Let's go for
Oh,
the
okay.
frickin' belt.
Okay.
Just put it in the belt and mold the armor around and over it so it is no longer exposed, and now have a battery for my armor. Do.
All right. Your communication with Zygen is done, and everyone is looking at you. Your thing was crackling a lot more electricity right now. That was very visible.
I'd hope that using some would discharge it. We better hurry. If necessary, I can direct it to collapse the tunnel, but I'd rather we be out of it and not forced in that situation.
Yeah, no shit. You and I, and Celestial say, you and I will be talking later. I know who you were talking to.
Who else would I be talking to?
I want to make
Wasn't
sure you
hiding
honor
it.
our deal.
That's not your job, he'll respond in Celestial. Your job is to see that I honor my deal. Your father and my father should talk. I've already said this to your father, and I brought it to his attention. My father wants to hold a peace under his control. I think it would benefit both parties to separate it so it can't be brought in one place. Your father has already agreed to this idea. My father agrees to it as well. I don't understand your doubt.
My doubt is that power changes. I already feel its influence on me.
There was talk about what it's capable of and what it can do. However, I have no interest in it. My power is the thing that lasts, not the power of an artifact or an item or a magic that is out of my control. I am the one who chooses my destiny, and to consider otherwise, to place the tool above the user, is to, well, make the tool useless.
I sure hope you stick to those morals when you get desperate for something. And I'll turn around and keep walking at that point to make sure I have the last word. Because I'm petty.
Oh yeah, he's petty enough to let you have the last word.
You're petty enough. What? That's not petty. How is that petty? I'm the petty one.
Because he's right behind you. Not talking. It's like one of those things if you walk away and you expect attention and you don't get it. You're like, wait, what? Please, no, you're supposed to stop me.
Well, things are a little tense right now, but
Yeah, there is a
How
swarm of
how
ants probably
secret
about to
dream.
shoot us. Let's get out of
Yeah.
here, please, please.
Well, they are far away.
We could talk about this later.
Yes, exactly. Please, out of character. Please, let's
Till our
go,
mouths
please.
get taped over by gods.
We're all gonna die by 1,000 ants because you two are sitting here having an ideological conversation.
That's
Like
what
toss the
demigods.
queen and just
That's
a
what
pile of
demigods
corpses.
do. We have ideological discussions at inopportune times.
What is the meaning of life? Yes. Work.
How
Is
many
it
assholes
play
Can
play?
I?
How
can
many
I?
assholes
Can I roll an
godlings
attack?
can fit on the head of a pin?
Can I roll an attack roll on Pyre?
I put Pyre in the microwave for 3 minutes to heat him up.
Thing is, Pyre's done something incredibly disruptive. That's putting me on the spot for PvP.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think we're actually going to attack him. I think it was more just
Nah.
I know
I kiss
better
Pyre.
than to lie to a god, and I know better than to how do I put it? Out of character, I don't feel like I've betrayed the party. I've been presented with an opportunity to, and I haven't said yes or no to it yet.
Zorg will.
I don't think you betrayed the party. Just Secret is incredibly fucking nervous at the moment because there's a lot of moving pieces
Yeah,
with these
you know,
visions.
like should be nervous. Yes, yes, you should. And out of character, if you want to make an attack, run it past Jorah, but
Yeah, go ahead.
because those actions I would understand.
Just don't.
Just-
Just don't. I mean, go ahead. You could make an attack. Are you punching him, or are you actually trying to hit him with a weapon?
I'm not gonna attack him.
I mean, you can
I
just
will not
punch him,
attack
and
him.
we can just say no damage.
Oh
Just
yeah,
as
but
a
then
Kick him in the
Alright,
Jorg has
shin.
to
Just
walk
kick him in the
alright,
shin and be like, "Come on,
alright.
Let's go.
throw
Oh,
your
wait,
dick
Enough
at
of
him."
this God talk.
I
It's
got-
all
I got
boring
rage.
anyway. Let's get the hell out of here.
I rolled a 9.
Ding. So you punch at Pyre. Your fist bounces off his armor.
That may have been a mistake. Come on, Zorg, focus. Get out of here.
Who's
Come on,
talking
both
about
of you.
focusing?
Come on.
Talk to
Both of
yourself
us.
about focusing.
All right. So you guys, all of the miners saw that. They're a little bit perplexed. They have no idea what's going on, but they've seen man-eating ants and they've nearly died. So, you know, seeing a whole bunch of magic men do more magic stuff, they're not in the mood to question it right now. You all finally make your way back up to the top of the mines, and you can see a handful of miners. You see the overseer with some of the security around him. They seem to be holding the miners back. The miners are throwing bread to the ground and yelling things like what are you doing feeding us shit? Come on, treat us like actual people and not like slaves. Now, calm down. These are shipments from the House of Steel, and this is a big, the miners and the overseers, like, you can see them just constantly going into a back and forth. You can see, effectively, the miners continually slinging accusations like, you treat us like crap, you're feeding us shit, you're not paying us well, all sorts of accusations, and the overseer is trying desperately to de-escalate the situation. Or push the blame off on other people.
Well, because of the whole thing about why I originally was hesitant to come here in the first place, I put my hood back up, before it was seen by everybody again, so that I'm not Secret Dream, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Guards! Attention!
You grab everyone's attention.
There is more coming our way. I hope they stay below the tunnel, but if you would please do your job and guard the tunnel, we will speak to the overseer about the current situation, including the bread.
More what?
Army ants.
You have a
Good.
hive. We took out a part of it. You're welcome.
Army ants! And you just see a full-on panic among the miners. We need to get out of here! We need to get the heck out of here! And you can see some of them just run right out the entrance. No, wait! Come back! And like you just see more and more of them begin to leave. The guards, they look at each other and they say, "Army ants? You're not pulling our leg, are you? I'm pretty sure this is just a joke."
Pull out
Well,
that
if any
head.
of these wounds look like
Ash,
jokes,
open your bag and show him the head.
assuming any of them are, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find out if the heads are whole.
Ash opens up the bag. He pulls out a big army ant soldier head that's still intact. And the guards, you can see them turn pale, and they run out the door, the exit as well, following the miners. And now everyone's leaving the mine, every man for themselves, except for the overseer, who's just kind of looking around, just seeing that everyone has left.
Pyre will grab the overseer and go.
I trust. Everyone, come back. I trust that they dealt with the situation. That was what they were here for, right?
It is not resolved. It is time to leave. Come.
No.
And I am dragging him by the collar, DM.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes willingly. It's like, oh, army ants. I didn't realize that such terrible things were hiding below. Oh dear.
Is there anyone who has not been accounted for? You are the overseer.
Well, there was a big mob. I haven't had time to do a head count. And everyone's run out the door, and there's likely a panic, and news is likely spreading.
People down in the mines, anyone sleeping, anyone in the kitchen, places where they would have been not part of the mob.
Well, if they weren't striking, they should be down in the mines some way or another, and that's assuming that they didn't join the strike, the strike or the complaining up here. Unfortunately, I can't do an accurate head count without all the people present, so I suppose
If you have
should
no
let me
way
go.
to notify them, no emergency sound systems, no signals, nothing, then yes, it is time to leave. Is there
And
anything in your office you require?
He grabs your arm and he says, No. I am their overseer. Their safety is my responsibility. I would ask that you let me go.
I look at him, DM. What does this guy look like? His build, all that stuff.
He does not look, well, he does look fit. He doesn't look like overly muscular or like a mercenary or anyone who's seen actual combat, but at the very least he looks like he probably worked out.
Okay, I'll look at him, nod. What has the rest of the party done in the meantime?
Watch with a
Indeed.
little bit of fascination.
Keeping lookout.
All right. You doing anything
Jorah,
special, Stefan?
what is the exact stipulations of our contract?
I'm just waiting.
Stipulations for your contract, find a threat and eradicate it, essentially. Like, make it not a problem and deal with it.
And because that's definitely not in our power, oh great, we just didn't do the contracts, we're not going to get paid.
It
No,
doesn't matter
gotta
about
buy
the
the
contract.
head.
We also did talk about being paid by the head.
Was the miner's safety ever mentioned in the contract?
Mm-mm.
No.
Why would they care about the miner's safety?
Did they specify who we needed to give the heads to? I think it was the noble.
Yeah,
Yep, the administrator back in the business district.
All right. So this guy has caught Pyre off guard. He will nod, let go of the man, hurry, make it fast, cut your losses, but no reason to die over lost men. Save the ones that are within your reach. And I'll give him a little bit of a push, an encouraging one. I'm going to go back to the entrance of the tunnel that we came out of, the mine shaft that we went up to.
Okay.
I would like to think about how to collapse this in the other one. And I'm giving this guy about 5 minutes of my time.
Okay.
We'll see if I do any more.
Don't forget that they also have burrowers. If they wanted to do an assault,
I know.
they could
I
tunnel
am
through it.
fully aware.
But yeah, you could probably take out the supports. You could probably take out the supports and then do a little bit of a shockwave-esque thing, something that could do enough of a vibration to cause the ceiling to collapse.
Okay.
That's-
Pyre will think about it. Ash is there. He'll probably place the barrel of oil at the bottom.
There are some barrels of oil up in the top. You can't access the one that Stefan has because I don't think Ash put it in his.
You
Can't
are
get to
right.
it till tomorrow.
Thank you, Stefan. I forgot you were the one to have it. We will do the other ones up top. Just kick those down below. I am making a burning deterrent preemptively.
Okay,
I'm
so you're
not
gonna-
lighting it on fire yet. It is simply spreading the oil down there.
Spraying the oil down there. Alright, alright. Overseer goes down into the mine shafts. Alright. Okay. You told him to make it quick. You can hear the Overseer calling out into, like, echoing throughout the cave. He went down the one with the corporate employees, basically.
Good. Meanwhile, Pyre will turn back to the party. Why are you still here?
Where are you?
He is doing something I respect. I caused part of this problem. I need to be part of the solution.
Mm,
You have the bag. You have yours.
yes,
There's nothing
but
keeping you here.
you.
There, and there are the key supports. I intend to set this area on fire and to blast those supports if it looks like we're about to be overwhelmed. Not all of them can burrow. It'll slow their advance, and naturally they will go up the path of least resistance. It'll cull their numbers somewhat and may teach them a lesson not to go into our territory.
We haven't heard them for the last 15 or 20 minutes. They may have felt like they chased us out of their territory.
He's got a point.
Maybe. Or maybe they've gotten close enough to hunt us.
And they're doing a terrible job because I'm still alive.
Based on the number of people who are here, Stefan in secret, there's a certain office that's no longer under watch. It'd be a shame. I would never engage in such activities, but there are opportunists.
I'll go take a look. If too many of us disappear, they might get suspicious.
I'd imagine that Zalal's probably already in the room by the time you get there, Secret.
I'll look at him.
Oh,
You know-
Secret! Oh, Secret! Fancy meeting you here. I was just, just...
Shut up and continue.
Oh, yes! By all means, by all means! And he...
Where haven't you started yet? I'll help you where you haven't started.
All right.
Just point. So I'll help him rummage
Okay.
through things so we can find any information. What I'm looking, I don't know what he's looking for, but the things I'm looking for are anything we can implicate the House of Steel in an upcoming rebellion, if there even is such evidence.
Okay. Make an investigation check with advantage. I'll check Zalal to see if he's got a higher intelligence.
I hope he does, because mine's -1.
All right. His intelligence
Since you guys are
is
looking
0.
and investigating, I'm going to grab Ash and say, come on. They probably need some expert help. And drag Ash on in.
All right. What are you going to do with Ash?
Job to start looking.
Oh, are you going to investigate the Overseer's office as well?
Oh, yeah, bring him in there and let him do a little investigating. He's got a lot better chance of finding things than other people do.
Okay. Would you guys mind if I take a bathroom break? This will be a short bathroom break. I really do need to go.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go
It's your
ahead.
game.
Go ahead.
Yep.
It's
right back.
literally your game, Jorah.
Yeah, out of character, guys. Doesn't matter. I'll keep it in character. Sorry. Try and get over that habit.
Just as long as Jorah doesn't take his webcam into the bathroom, that'd be weird.
Oh my goodness. I hate it when DMs are like, "Oh yeah, I gotta use the bathroom. I'll mute." Why do you have to mute, DM? Oh, don't want it over here. DM, you're not playing from the bathroom, are you? Oh no, I'm going to the bathroom. Which means you're wearing your headphones. Yes, I'm wearing my headphones on the toilet. Thanks,
I will
DM.
admit, I have a wireless headset. I've done it. But I'll usually mute my. Usually, if I do that, you won't know because I won't say anything.
Like, don't say anything if you have to do it, and if you do it, please just deafen yourself.
But I don't want to miss your role playing.
So, Zorg, well,
Mhm.
he's gone. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I've been doing some other things, like things I need to do in real life,
Oh,
like
okay.
answer these emails, and that's why I've been a little quiet.
All right. Well, if you need a recap, let me know. But now's a great time to focus on that stuff while the DM's gone.
Yeah.
All right. I am back.
Welcome back. Are you? I can't even think of a joke.
Is anyone else on bathroom break right now?
I think it was just you.
Just me? All right.
Uh,
These other jokers have all got their what is it? The leader's pop bottles with them.
Yeah, that's us.
All right. Now I need to look through all of your sheets to see who's got the best investigation.
It ain't me.
Mm,
None
I
of you
mean,
are
to be fair,
If I
Zalal
remember
got a
right,
nat 20.
intelligence is my dump stat. Yeah, it is.
Oh
No,
shit.
it isn't. Strength is.
probably Monica, the note taker.
Yeah, probably.
If Zalal got a nat 20. Okay. There are logs detailing a prismatic gem that did originate from this place. It seemed to crackle with a little bit. It seemed to crackle with lightning when they received it. The matriarch Vanessa Steele dropped by personally to pick it up.
So it was in her hands.
Yes. You're looking for anything demonic, anything that could be incriminating, anything that say that they might be trying to start a rebellion or do other things like that. But you just come up empty-handed you can't find anything that's very clearly incriminating, anything that suggests demonic activity. You have the note of the
Only
prismatic gem.
confirmed what we already knew about the
Yes.
gem. All right,
And-
well, it's something. I will ask Lyle to take that paper for now.
All right. Zalile sneaks that paper right out. Okay. You see some guards. Run past the overseer's office and start going directly to where I guess that would be where the rest of. So, Zorg, are you still like watching one of the tunnels along with Pyre?
Yes.
Okay.
So if that was happening during the search, Pyre would have ducked into the kitchen, gotten a little bag of, or whatever, a bag of the powder walk, and gone back to stand next to Zorg. I think that's reasonable.
Bag of powder. So you're putting the bag of the flour in your.
It's just
bag.
evidence of the stone flower.
Okay. All right. The guards.
I'm going to ask Ash to look around and see if he sees any blasting powder kegs in here.
Oh, gunpowder does not exist in this world
Oh, okay.
yet.
Yet or
Yet.
like okay.
Possibly not ever, but at the moment, yet. But any evidence of explosion?
Since looking for it then.
Let's see. Ash will look for anything out of the ordinary. I mean, you do see a peculiar report on the desk. Ash reads it out. A guard reports that apparently he was attacked by a bloodthirsty squirrel, but it's dead now and it's currently been cooked. It's currently cooked in the kitchen. You actually saw the squirrel on a spit in the kitchen, Pyre.
We gotta go back for it.
Yeah, raise that dead. It's not
Yeah.
over yet.
Not the swirl.
You
That's
also
supposed to be my rival.
Can we just like
Well-
exchange the burnt squirrel's fate with a guard?
I was gonna say, does that mean that Ash can no longer get his fate back, and he is destined to forever be a squirrel?
Well, you don't exactly know the full extent of your power and how powerful it is yet. So
No,
in
but-
this case, you'll have to see.
If he
Good
does,
conversation to have with your dad.
well, not necessarily, but
All right. There's also another note that says that apparently there's a gigantic that apparently there's a big news sensation that's been going throughout Veer. Apparently some upstart barged into the administration district, the building of the House of Steel, while it was under heavy security and made off with a few slaves in broad daylight. News has gone around that apparently you can just steal from the House of Steel in broad daylight, despite them being, the big bad military affair specialists.
Well, they got the name, the House of Steel. We just have to change the spelling in front of the door.
The House of Steel. There's probably like a Cliff Note joke like House of Steel, more like House of Steel, and it's like it's underlined 3 times.
Jesus.
Comic Sans.
He writes in Comic Sans. And apparently, some slaves have gotten the bright idea to walk out on their owners as well. And
How's
from
that
the looks,
working for them?
well, they didn't get very far from the looks of it. And from what you can see, from what the rumors say, they're apparently on the lookout for this grayish-looking SMR.
Well, that's not a tabaxi, so you know.
That ain't a half orc, so.
And let me just double check. I'm not sure if Zalil had anything prepped for this particular situation, but he probably might ask. Okay. So, Zalil would probably ask, like, what do you guys intend to do? If we go back to the administrator, we're probably going to get fired, and I'll probably get arrested.
You're going to get fired and arrested. Secret Dream did nothing. I will be going as myself and saying that we are dealing with you.
So are you going to turn me in?
I am going to send you back to the church where you are going to hide in my office and you will not come out until I get you. I should turn you in, but as I said, I do not agree with slavery, and though I hate your methods, I will give you a pass this time because at the very least you did something positive, in my opinion. But you are still on thin ice. Do I make myself clear? I'm waiting for some stupid comeback. I know it's coming.
Well, I'm not thinking of a comeback. I mean, I am not Zalil because I am thinking more of what's going to happen, what he was thinking about. What exactly are you going to say to the administrator? If he notices that I'm gone, he's probably going to think that you're all in on it.
We'll figure something out. But we will not work for free. If he does not pay, he will not learn what we found.
Death.
We won't kill him. That'd be ridiculous. I know you're itching.
Okay. Alright. So you choose... Well, that's what Secret said. What's the opinion of the rest of the party? I suppose Stefan is the only one that's in the room right now. So what's your opinion, Stefan?
Probably a good idea to keep that aside.
Out of sight, out of mind.
What better place than my office? I assume I have an office at a church, right? I'm a seer.
Yeah, you're effectively a bishop. Yeah, a seer. So, you would? That's assuming you can even get past the gates.
Gonna have to. If they don't let us through, I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. I'll be like, all right, fine, fuck you. That'll be it.
That'll be it. We're off to a different city-state. Screw this place.
Or at the very least, the House of Steel will not receive any support from the House of Sarkava, or the Church of Sarkava, at least as long as I have anything to say about it. I'll make my importance seem higher than it actually is. That's mildly important. I have mild importance.
Unfortunately, the House of Veer and the Cardinal above you have more importance. But yeah, you can definitely try to.
I don't think they're
hinder
going to
them.
be mad that one of the rival houses is getting shit. None of the houses seem to like each other, so I mean,
I do
quite
actually
frankly,
have a
it's
relationship chart, but I'm not showing it to you right now. Alright. So you choose not to turn him in, keep him out of sight, out of mind. Alright. We'll see what Pyre has to say about this later, as well as Zorg. And Ash probably... At the very least, Monica would support your guys' decision and say, "Oh yeah, we should definitely keep him out of sight." I think this, because I don't, actually, we should definitely keep him out of sight. After all, we don't know what they're going to do to him. I mean, just look at what happened at the church. Oh, wait a second. And she thinks about the Inquisition, as well as the fact that he's basically going back to the church.
straight to my office. Straight.
Well, I think it should be safe there.
Do not Fresco.
Maybe.
Do not collect $200.
Yes.
If I find out
Maybe.
you've been anywhere else,
Yeah, since I don't play Zalal, I can't exactly get into his mindset. Otherwise, I would be able to espouse something. But,
Well, I don't know everything, but if you at least stick to saying lies from Zalil, then you'll be in character.
Lies and funny things.
Lies and funny things and over dramatic actions. I think this would probably be a moment of compliance, though he might have an opinion. He might have an opinion on. Would he think that he's a lot smarter? Because, like I said, he told me several different plans. He might think that, oh yeah, I can turn myself in. You know what? He's going to say, you know what? I think I can. I'm pretty sure I can talk my way out of this situation. And he seems pretty confident about himself.
you might think so, but what about the rest of us who have to deal with you?
Well, you see, if the administrator finds out that you guys turned me in, then he'd be more inclined to think that you're not working with me. And not only that, I think, well, they probably want to make an example out of someone who disrespected them and stole slaves, and show them that, freeing slaves is not okay, and it's not easy to escape slavery by just walking out the door. But they probably would be savvy enough to know that I would die a martyr. And he is.
It's your
of the
life.
Opinion, yeah, he is of the opinion that the House of Steel is not trying to start a rebellion.
Somebody is in that cave. I know what the vision saw. If you want me to turn you in part of some grand plan, it's your life, fine. But do not expect me to be able to bail you out if something gets screwed up. Do we understand each other? You will be effectively on your own.
Well, it's either you guys turn me in, or I also have experience in another means. We can just say that I tragically died in the mines. I have experience making fake dead bodies of myself.
God, I forgot about that.
And you can lie to the administrator and say that you dealt with me. And then I can properly go into hiding. They'll have the dead body, they'll have their resolution, maybe not on their terms, but a resolution nonetheless.
Theoretically, everything that happened there was public. I would have the authority to execute you by what the church council had given me.
Indeed. And if I step
If
out
you
of
want to play it that way, that's fine, but we cannot wait too long, otherwise this plan will look awfully suspicious.
So we have two plans. Plan A. Which do you think would be the best plan? Because I am confident I could talk my way out of this, but if that's too risky, we can go with Plan B.
Plan B, I feel like, would take too long. My vote is A. What about you, Stefan?
It's up to him. Whatever he decides he wants to do, let him do it. I'm not going to interfere with his life.
Okay.
If he wants to throw it away, let him.
Monica puts a vote in for Plan B. Well, I mean, you don't have to turn yourself in. We can just make a dead body. I'm sure if we all helped, we could make a dead body and show the House of Steel that. He doesn't need to put himself in
It's an easy
harm's
way
way.
to show the House of Steel your dead body.
I'm sure we can make something work.
How fast? I, myself, have never made a dead body.
And
Well, let me rephrase. A fake one.
You get a real dead body and disguise it is what you do.
But do we have any gray ASMRs or ASMRs that you readily available ASMRs that you can color gray?
I know something. No, I shouldn't suggest that. That's blasphemous. Father might kill me if he finds me. Forget I said anything.
Let me see if Ish had responded. Nope. Okay. I'm just going to assume that he's passed out. This is an interesting scenario.
Checking my spell list. I do not have any illusions.
At the moment, we don't have Pyre or Zorg's input, so we'll get their input, and
Do I still have access to his sheet?
and then Ash will give his input next session when he shows up. All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, that's mirror image. Never mind. Not. I thought that's a minor illusion. That is mirror image. Never mind.
Okay.
He has a minor illusion.
We're going to leave this topic right here. Okay. Leave this topic right here for right now. It seems Zalile wants option A, Monica wants option B. Secret, are you supporting option B? Or are you just
Secret
apathetic?
more supports turning him in to see if he can get out of it.
A.
Because Secret's thought process is that making a new a fake dead body might take too long to either find somebody or set up an illusion. or something like that.
Illusion won't hold.
Exactly.
First time they touch it, it's gone.
We'd have to find a real. My original suggestion was I was going to say we could check the morgue at the church, but that is incredibly blasphemous to Secret, and
Mhm.
he would not actually go for
Well,
that.
that's a nice idea, though.
The player thinks it's a fantastic idea. I think the character would be a little bit more like, no.
Now I
too blasphemous.
understand.
Yep. Okay. All right. We're
Well,
gonna bounce.
all you got to do is find a peasant about the same size as him and take his head off and say the ant bit his head off, and this is all we brought it back.
Hey, Zalile, remember that demonic mark? Why don't you try using it? Visage can disguise and shapeshift things, right? Why can't you shapeshift a dead body into an Asimov that looks just like you?
I mean, we do have a squirrel with his fate attached to it. That counts as a dead body, right? It'd be the ultimate disguise.
Well, that's Ash. He flipped fates with Ash, but still.
No. Close enough. And what's the difference between one god mark and another?
Yeah, the Mark of Rosen, the Mark of Visage, they're both fallen gods. I mean, they're probably similar enough, right?
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna bounce the camera back over to Pyre and Stefan.
I mean Zorg?
No, Pyre and
Pyre and Zorg.
Zorg.
I don't know why I said Stefan. I think it was because you just spoke. Pyre and Zorg. So, you're standing in front, you've dumped the barrels, right? Or are you getting prepared to dump the oil barrels? Pyre.
Oh yeah, we're dumping the oil barrels,
Okay.
and they can always clean up the mess, DM.
All right. Are you gonna wait for the administrator to finish up his search before dumping it down that passageway?
Oh, we're not doing it down that. At least I
Okay.
would direct Zorg not to. I don't want to control him.
Well-
Pyre would be strongly saying that we should dump it down the one we came from rather than the one that goes down the other passage.
But there could be miners still back down there.
Zord agrees.
We haven't lit it on fire yet. If they come, we can bring them up. So DM, I'm a little confused. You're saying there could be miners back over there?
Yep, there could be miners
the
that way
passage
because
that is
remember
super
that
dangerous that we somewhat cleared. There's the three-way passage.
the mines are described as labyrinthine. There are definitely a few more passages because they were leading you along. We kind of just fast forwarded to the
Okay, so there was
junctions,
more
so
than
there
just
are-
the one-way
Yeah.
I'll
thing.
be right back.
Yep, there
Okay,
are definitely
yeah.
more passages.
Jorah, that is a sacrifice that Pyre is willing to make. However, he's not lit it on fire yet. So again, he hasn't closed the shaft. He's simply preparing for a assault.
Okay. And Zorg, you cool with this?
Yeah.
Alright. And you're filling the entire floor, right? Or are you just putting it in, like, portion of the floor?
Well,
Entire floor.
first of all, we have buckets of oil, right? Sorry, not
You do.
buckets. Barrels of oil.
Yeah, you do.
Is there lanterns or torches down there?
Yes. The torches that are on the walls are probably continual flames. They're magical. But yes, you do
Okay.
have proper, like, torches and lanterns.
Then, for lack of better word, I assume that we would just position the barrels properly. We don't have to pour them down. We can just put it in the elevator and lower the elevator down.
Okay. I don't think there is an elevator.
We
I think it was
how
just a
did
second.
we go? How did we go down the shaft if it's straight down?
It wasn't straight down, I think. I think you just went down the tunnel. Yeah, it's
Okay,
basically
so it's a
tunnel that goes
downward
down.
slope.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
Okay, yeah. So just placing barrels strategically down that slope so that we can do a wall of fire type of deal.
Okay.
If I had to do it, how many barrels do I have to work with, DM? Just give me a number.
Up here, they have transported a lot of them down through the passageways. There's about 4 up here right now, and there are
Let's-
two main
I'm back.
passages essentially.
2 by supports, 1 beyond the supports, and 1 up near us as a final area to clear. Pyre, I believe, would be discussing with Zorg about the best strategic thing to do with the oil, whether we should pour it, break the barrels, or not. And Pyre brings up the possibility of sparks or spells or pretty much anything flammable setting them off accidentally.
Mhm.
All right. Zorg, what are you
He
doing?
does mention he can just summon fire and hit the barrel with the fire. So we
Yep.
might remove the tops, but not tipping them yet.
And Zorg, what about you? What's your plan?
Well, I am helping Pyre dump oil, I guess.
Kiss him, Zorg. Do it.
Well, no. Zorg would definitely not kiss Pyre.
It'd be like the most awkward relationship. Unless the god of cringe was born, or exceeded such a level that it will never exceed again.
We shall never bring that much cringe to the session.
Not yet. Man, the
God.
things you don't know about cringe. That is.
Is there anything else you want to ask about or look at, Zorg?
Nah, I got the gist of what's going on. We're
Also, Jorah, I think we've gotten to the point where that soft 5-minute time limit is no longer the case. Let me know if we hear things or feel disturbances.
You hear footsteps from something human.
what
That's good.
direction?
The corporate workers' mine shaft.
All right, I'll snap my fingers and do a little diddly tune, kind of like a dun 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 dun, but it's like whistled.
The Empire
Okay.
Strikes Back.
Emerging from the tunnel seems to be just a couple confused miners. They don't seem to be they're not full on sprinting. It's kind of like a brisk walk out. They come up to the surface, they see that you've got oil barrels nearby, and one of the orcs getting ready to dump one of the oil barrels. And they just gotta look around and say, "So what's going on?" He wasn't exactly clear.
Is he asking Zorg?
Both of you are within earshot, so he just kind of looks around at the two of you who are over there and asks, "So what's going on?"
The mine is being evacuated. There is a hive. I suggest you make your way towards the entrance, grab what you need to make the journey to town.
At this point, the guards that passed by the overseer's room do arrive. It's just 2 guys, and they say, "Wait, so what's going on? Status report."
You two, over here by the mine, help us hold.
Well, from what exactly? I just saw a whole bunch of people running out and screaming, and no one told me anything intelligible. What's going on?
What's
What
your
are we
job?
fighting?
What's your job, guard? What's your job?
But what's the status report? Do we not know the enemy?
Tell me your fucking job.
Tell me what we're fucking dealing with.
Can I roll intimidation on this man?
What are you saying? Tell me what you say, and I'll tell you if you roll intimidation.
Stand for battle, soldier.
Okay. Make an intimidation roll. With advantage, because Pyre's essentially helping you with this. You see them recoil back a little bit when you just yell at them, and he just goes, oh, fine, jeez. The front guy pulls out a mace, and the back guy pulls out a crossbow. So we're dealing some unknown threat that's probably going to be attacking sometime soon. Alright.
Suffice it to say, there's hostile monsters in the mines. We killed several of them. Some might make their way up here. You with the crossbow, tilt that table over, get behind it. You with the mace, act interception. Don't interfere with his line of fire. Make sure he has a clear shot. Your job is make sure no one gets to him. Help us if he seems to be fine. With any luck, boys, this will be an empty doorway by the time we get people out. You'll get a raise for being the ones who stood here instead of running away.
Let's say, a raise? Well, I suppose that would be decent. I was looking for an excuse to get away from those weirdos anyway. Maybe we can move up in the world. Who knows? The guards were wearing an insignia on them. It's not the insignia of the House of Steel, but it looked like a uniform mercenary insignia, essentially, that they all belong to the same group. And he does say, so we're the only two that stayed? Out of what, 50 guys?
There was a disturbance with the miners. The miners and the guards left at once. Suffice it to say, we were able to go down there and clear out a section and keep 3 miners alive to get loads to bring back up.
So what are these monsters like?
He shrugs, looks back towards the entrance. You'll know him when you see him.
The
Not
guy with
human.
the guy with the crossbow says, just kind of gives you a weird look.
We placed barrels of oil there, and there. If we are being pressed or overrun, I will ignite them and collapse the tunnel.
You're trying to avoid the question. All right, I'm gonna roll intelligence for these people.
Let's be honest, Jorah. Like, would it be better to tell them, or would it be better to prepare them?
I mean, if you tell them that it's army ants, they might shit their pants and run. So avoiding the question is the right move if you want them to stay, assuming like these guys aren't brave. If they are brave, then telling them would help them because then they would know
Not be
their
shocked.
threat. Yeah, but if you think they're gonna run like all the rest, then yes, you do want to hide it. And they look at each other. They start considering their options, and they just kind of shrug and say, "Alright, fine. Some unspeakable horror is down there, and you desperately need some help taking care of it. As long
Or
as
is better than 2.
as long as our names ends up on the report, whatever report you're sending back to the House of Steel, I think we'll be fine. My name is Jacques, and him, he's Grimm's.
Damn it, DM, making me memorize NPC names. Shock and Grins. Got it, DM.
Do you remember what the
Grimm's is the
Overseer's name
archer?
was?
No.
No.
Bradley Norton. But what did you say, James?
Nothing.
All right.
The
The
fuck did
overseer-
you say to me, James? Sorry, that's when it came off.
So,
How dare you speak, new blood? Can't you see the spotlight is shining on Pyre right now?
I'm sorry, just the way you said it, Jordan, it was literally just like you were looking at not Zor, but you were just straight up looking like James. Like, the fuck did you just say during my scene, James?
So, Pyre will talk about the situation since they asked. They weren't expecting it. They thought they'd get an easy pay. They thought they were facing miners, not something that'd be a threat. They ran. They gave up on their jobs. The Overseer stayed. No guards, no men, not even us. Went down the other mine shaft to get those who were left behind. That is why I'm still here. Not because I'm paid, because I respect that one man's sense of duty.
At this point, the Overseer does pop back out from the entrance. In total, there were some other miners that went through. In total, around 5 miners did walk past, some of them more confused than others. The Overseer does pop back out, and unless you want to say something, he goes through the other tunnel for the freedmen.
Yeah, loud greeting. For the freedmen, where?
Yeah, there's 2 mine shafts, one for the corporate and one for the ones who don't have a contract, basically. They're just employed.
So he's going down into the area we just placed a bunch of oil.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah. I'll nod to Zorg,
I'll
see the
follow.
others out, and I'll follow him.
You sure you don't want
Well-
me to follow him?
Pyre looks back at Zorg. You want to go down there?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Might be enemies.
To kill you for what your father did. I mean,
All right. He takes a breath. He looks at the NPCs. All right, Shock, Grims, get a torch, something, I don't know, light a crossbow on fire, or wrap it with cloth, figure it out. Something goes wrong, you feel like you're going to get overwhelmed. You may burn the passage. And I'll go deep with Zorg.
maybe put that a
each other.
different way.
It sounds a little.
Yeah, that does sound gay. Yeah, Pyre.
I go shallow with Zorg.
I
There
go,
we go.
oh, that sounds a little.
It's just a brotherly spoon. Hey, you know how you said that my father killed your entire family? I know. Want to make out?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, no, please no. I was all out of character, by the way. Please do not take that in character.
Why? Why not?
Yeah. So, doing what imposter does best. We split the party. Woo.
Okay. Camera moves back to the rest of the party. You've finished exploring the Overseer's room, and we'll leave the question of Zalil's fate, what you guys and what he is going to do with himself, a question until the rest of the party speak about it, but at the moment, the discussion of that ends right here. And what are you guys going to do?
I'm tired of waiting. Let's go claim our reward and get some rest.
Out the entrance. Okay.
That's my thought.
Yeah, but can we leave without
I
the
don't know what
others?
the hell they're doing down there, but I don't care right now.
I don't like leaving without them. They're still our allies.
Ash would agree, I think. I think we should definitely band together. It would be safe. It would be safer as a full group.
I don't even know what they're doing down there.
No, but we need to get them out. I mean, would you like it if we left you there?
I wouldn't be stupid enough to be down there.
I know. Trust me, I know. Whatever it is, it's probably Pyre with his fucking head up his ass thinking he's doing something. That's the problem with all of Zygen's kids. Remember that. Don't become one of Zygen's kids. Don't even marry into that family if you can help it.
Yes,
At least
don't
my
make the
dad doesn't get
mistake.
controlling.
Yeah, don't make the mistake of being born.
I mean, that's just depressing life 101, Jorah.
Yeah.
As much as it would be convenient to leave him down there, he is still useful to our mission, or at least my mission. I know
Well,
not everybody believes in the cause the same way.
I don't know that chasing down after him, he said he was going to stay right up at the entrance down there.
Yes, but he has a shard. If he gets lost and that ends up in the wrong hand, that's a future problem.
I
You don't want
knew
that
we should
to.
have put the damn shards in the goddamn genie hold instead of people carrying them.
Listen,
That'd
you
be
can be
safer
right.
that way.
You can told me so later. How about that? Over a drink.
Come on, Monica, let's go see where the hell they are and what's keeping them.
All right. Do we have any idea which direction they would have gone down? Any signs?
They were going
Oh.
down to the end, down the thing where the tunnel split. That's what they
Right.
told us.
Back there, and then you don't see, like, that's where they were supposed to be. You don't see them. Instead, you just see two guards. Like, they seem to be holding some. They're standing right next to the oil barrels, anxiously. Look like they're ready to start a fire.
I'm gonna go up to the guard, poke him. Whichever one seems more nervous, that's one I'll poke.
Yeah, they're just completely focused, and then you poke them. He goes, "Ah, we're under attack!" And
Greetings.
we're under attack.
Where did?
Dunk! Oil spills onto the floor as he throws it down, and he sees that you're a
Like a
tabaxi.
tabaxi and a human.
Oh shoot! I actually need to roll a check to see if this guy has seen a tabaxi before. Okay.
You mean smoke demon? He's dark furred, pointy ears, could be horns, sharp objects, that grinning smile that's too wide.
He's not even grinning yet. He does think this is kind of funny.
He looks at his looks at his companion and he says, "Is this a monster?" Dude, this is a human, a fucking tabaxi. Unless bandits were the problem.
Have you ever seen a tabaxi before?
No, I don't see
like that.
No, I don't see cats that talk every day.
Maybe you should go look for us. It's not like we exist, in bar. Not the point. Where's the Dragonborn?
Oh, you're a friend of that guy? He went
Yes.
down that passageway with the overseer.
And I'm assuming the half orc went with him.
Yeah, the big brute went down with him. I guess they wanted to keep the overseer safe or something.
No. Look over at Stefan, just like, God.
Freaking
Damn it all.
wonderful.
Which tunnel was it? You point, and I'll look again.
Back in the Freeman tunnel.
Ugh.
That's where we had the problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tunnel where he told you what happened, right?
Something about monsters? He was very non-specific about it.
Oh, was he? Well, that's where they came from. That's where we ran out of. I would keep your eye on that tunnel.
What exactly are we fighting?
If he didn't want to tell you, I'm not going to tell you either.
But then how do we know? But then how do we know what to light up? Will we know?
How about this? If you see bugs, if you see giant bugs,
Giant bugs.
yes, giant
don't
bug. Did I stutter?
You don't mean
I'm gonna look over at
Giant
Stefan. Am I
bugs
speaking
coming.
celestial right now? I think I'm speaking common.
You don't mean army ants, do you?
I just smile at him, and I'll nod at Stefan. Like, I think it's time we go get them back.
The other guy puts his hand on the guy's shoulder, like the guy in front. Like you could easily tell from his expressions, like, "Oh shit, army ants." The other guy says,
They were way down there. They're probably not even coming up here.
The other guy puts out a hand on the shoulder, like, dude, calm down. These guys were paid to deal with it, all right? They're the experts. They're the bug exterminating experts. Just let them do their thing, all right?
We did.
Yeah, we're experts. Experts. I look over at Stefan and say, experts.
Yeah. We
And
used to
then
be birds, but now we're experts.
Come on, Stefan. Let's go be
I
experts.
tell you what. Why don't we take over here and send these nice lads down there to chase them out?
You know, that's not a terrible idea. You know, our buddy, if you guys go, tell you what, I will even incentivize it. How much does the House of Steel pay you? Weekly.
I think weekly, divided by 4. 125 a week.
Gold?
Approximately. GP, yes.
Holy shit, you guys are some well-armed mercs.
Well, remember that gold is very plentiful in this world, especially in Veer. Veer would essentially be like San Francisco in the United States. It's
Shit,
heavily
well,
inflated.
never mind. My funny-ass bribe is not going to work anymore, so I was going to offer them a gold each. That's like, what, $2? Tell you what. Whichever one of you finds him first and tells him to come back with the half-orc, I'll talk about how brave you were in the face of the army ants and clearly say that you were a part of our very, very important mission. Successful part.
Make a persuasion or a deception roll depending on whether or not you're telling the truth or lying.
I'll make a persuasion. Well, it depends. I don't necessarily plan on following through, but if one of them is like, yeah, he's the one who would tell him, then I would. So I don't know what you would call that, if that makes sense.
Conditional. I'd probably still roll with a deception. You're not intending to fulfill your end of promise unless some extreme circumstances are met or some other circumstances.
Because I don't expect anybody. It's more like I don't expect anybody to fucking come talk to me about this. Like,
yeah. So effectively, the answer is no, but. So.
17
deception.
with a 0. So that's not bad.
Like they think about it. They think about it for a moment and they say, "All right, sure. whatever gets us out of these dumps. I don't like working with these slackers anyway.
That's
like
the
spend-
spirit.
The other guards like spending long hours out patrolling. I don't get why. Maybe they're just like nature or something, or maybe they're excited to run into a brigand out there.
Or maybe they're just doing terrible things in the woods that they don't want you to know about. Having a
Terrible
party.
things. Wait, like what?
Dope, drugs, you don't know.
I mean, but everyone does that.
Well, you shouldn't have done the job, secret winks.
Yeah, I suppose.
Besides, they're doing it without inviting you. That's terrible.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
actually working hard, and they're partying in the woods without you. And yet, you get paid the same. Go figure.
Sometimes that's just how Veer works. But we're trusting you. And the guy with the melee weapons out, he grabs his ranged buddy, says, "Alright, come on. And be sure not to slip on the mess you made, buddy." And he drags him down the passageway.
Watch him slide down the passageway.
Yeah.
When they're out of earshot, I'll whisper this fun. If they're not up in 20 minutes, we have to go down there.
Oh, shit. You're probably right. If they're not in 20 minutes, I'll send my familiar down to see what's going on. He can
You know
stay
what? That's a good idea.
invisible.
We can stay behind him.
Yeah, we'll follow him down if we have to. He can
And if
stay
he
invisible
poofs-
out ahead of us.
And if he poofs, we turn around. I'm a tabaxi. I'm fast enough. We can get out.
Let's see.
I had to
I'm
make
not
sure I was
worried
running
about
slow,
speed.
not to run ahead of you all when we were leaving.
Well, if we really had to go, we would go.
Yeah.
I have needs of going fast too.
I believe it. You have surprised me multiple times since we've met.
Well, that's just a little spell you can use when you want to speed up.
What was that trunk thing?
What is what?
The trunk thing you did. What was that?
The what?
The genie's respite.
The chest, the trunk. He's saying trunk. Trunk.
Yeah. What
He's
trunk?
referring to he's referring to the your genie thing. He just doesn't know what
it's
that
not
is.
a trunk. I just have an amulet. It's a
Oh.
little flame-looking amulet I wear.
Sorry, I was under the impression that I forgot.
No, it's not a great big trunk around.
Right. I was thinking of it like a trunk that like appears and disappears. Okay,
No.
let me rephrase the question. That's my bad. I'll say, what's with that? He'll motion with the amulet.
It's where I can go and rest and recover. It's got a lot of room in it. I can store
Did you
stuff
make
in it. No.
Hmm.
My patron gave it to me.
Patron.
Yes.
Jor, am I familiar with patrons and warlocks?
Warlocks can have numerous patrons. It's not necessarily evil. They can serve.
Right, but let me rephrase. Let me rephrase in like not like a D&D sense, but like in a lore sense. Would I know, is it common knowledge that warlocks usually have patrons in the terminology of a patron in that sense when it comes to magical powers and artifacts?
Yeah, some.
Like, basically, is he telling me he's a warlock?
He could be telling you that he's also a cleric as well, because your power comes directly from another god.
My
So
dad,
essentially,
right.
like it's kind of the same concept. It's two different words. Clerics are specifically from gods. Patrons are from things that aren't gods or serve gods.
I'm gonna look at him and say, which kind, if you don't mind me asking? Patron, that is. Obviously, it's not my business if you're not comfortable.
This is a genie symbol.
Genie. You're a genie gives you magic power?
He grants me the abilities.
Are you a, dare I say it, you a warlock?
Well, yes. I have never claimed to be anything else.
Yes, but some people who are not as smart as I tend to get scared of that word because it sounds. And he like makes jazz fingers. He goes, because it sounds spooky.
Yeah, well, warlocks do a lot of things. A lot of different kinds of warlocks.
It's interesting. I've never heard of a genie giving people power though. But then again, I don't know a lot about them. There's not many where I'm from.
Well, there's probably not a lot of warlocks around here. My father, the Baron, was disappointed. He wanted me to become a wizard like he was.
You should have told him they both begin with W.
Yeah,
Oh,
right. We're off to see the worry.
listen.
Welcome,
If it
Hoss.
works, why was your dad so upset? You gain magical power.
Yeah, but he wanted me in the same mold as he was.
Oh, please.
That's kind of why he told me that I should go out and sell property so he could build a bigger estate for himself and sell
Between
off
you and-
some of the properties in town and on the big land he has. And he thought would be a good way to get me out of his sight for a while. But, you know,
Just between you and me, dads like that take it up the ass when no one's looking. But you
eh,
didn't hear that from me.
he's all right. He's just kind of set in his ways.
Most old people are.
Yeah, but he didn't realize how much money you can make off of selling off land, especially if you don't tell him how much you sold it for.
Oh, God. Well, tell you what, if you need a reference for what a good boy you've been when you go to the next reunion, I'll be happy to give my word, whatever that will help you with.
Oh, we get along. He's just disappointed. It'll pass.
At least you get along. I still haven't met mine yet. Everybody else has. He kind of like frowns at that thought. My mom's cool.
Besides, my genie and my mentor are both more powerful than he is. They could both kick his ass if they wanted to.
How did you mean a genie?
It was kind of an odd situation. I was helping this old lady who had some powers, and I took care of her for a long time. And when she was about to pass on, she handed me this amulet and said, "Take this and hold on to it. This is your reward." And I didn't know what she meant. When she died, the genie appeared and offered me the same contract that she had.
Wasn't
So
your
I
soul,
said-
was it?
Pardon?
It wasn't your soul, was it?
Oh, no,
Contract?
no. I don't worship a demon. Or much of a demon, anyway.
Well, that's fine by me then. Is that how Monica came to your life? She's a
No,
genasi,
Monica is
right?
the stepdaughter of my mentor.
Ah, who is a genasi then? Yes?
Uh, I'm not sure if her mother is a genasi. She is, and she's only the stepdaughter.
Typically, tieflings and genasi and things like that, the way I understand it, typically somebody had to affect the bloodline somewhere at some point.
Yes, obviously, but it's hard to say what the real
Well,
If
how about
you
a
need-
relationship is.
how about a different question then? What's her role? What's she supposed to grow up to be according to what her family wants?
Her stepmother just wants her to get out and experience things, but to be safe. And she's asked me to watch over her and try to keep her safe.
Quite a tall order.
And
Don't let
that's
her.
what it-
Well,
and
I don't
since I
cause.
was traveling anyway,
Do you? As soon as she even tries to say that, Joe, I just look at her. I'm like, I've seen what you do.
What? No.
I'm not ever letting you meet Kaz.
Has she met Cass? I think she has met Cass.
And if you have, you're never. I'm keeping him away from you. He's a
actually,
bad
Monica's
influence
a
on
good
me.
girl. She just
Wow.
wants to come along and observe and do everything, but she doesn't really believe in violence. I
Well,
tried to teach her some offensive spells that would help, but she doesn't want to learn them.
I guess when you can teleport out of almost any situation that could be a danger to you, do you really need to learn the offensive spells?
Probably not.
I saw what
not-
she did.
It's nice to have her around, though.
Well, you've been outside of the weird quirks. You have been an awfully nice person, Monica. I'll give you that.
Well,
How old are you? Or how old is she? How old are you? I guess talking about Monica like she's not there is kind of rude. I'll just
Yes,
ask
it
her really
is.
quick. How old are you?
And she says 18.
You're younger than I am. Not by much, believe it or not.
yes.
But you're a bishop.
Oh, I forgot.
So you must be a
Stefan's only
Protestant.
20.
She calls me uncle,
Yes, she does.
but I'm actually only a few years older than she is.
I'm only 20 myself.
I guess you could say we're all prodigies.
Maybe. I did. To be a little bit more serious about it, my heritage, we'll say, definitely has probably pushed me further along the path of the church than I should have been, but I studied for every damn near fucking miracle that I've ever been able to perform. No hand-me-downs. That's one thing is that Pyre and I have in common. But I will admit that if it benefits me, I absolutely will abuse my position of privilege. Because that's what we deal with what we're given.
Well, it works good in town, but you get out in
Not-
the middle of a mine, you really
No.
better rely on your own abilities, because by the time you stop and pray, you could be dead.
My friend, that's why we have Zorg.
A
Zorg's
Zorg
not
is
good
good
for
to have.
praying. Zorg, no
Zorg
good at
is good
praying.
for practical applications.
Zorg not good for thinking.
That you don't have to be. I say down the tunnel. Zorg doesn't have to be good for thinking.
At this point, as you turn your head to shout that, as you shout that, you
I
notice.
don't actually shout that, but it's like if I had heard Zorg from down there. But I do look down the tunnel. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Because obviously
notice-
I'm thinking about him and I say that.
You notice Ash is trying. Ash has been steadily sneaking around you two as you two have been talking, and he's at the edge of the tunnel, and it looks like he's intent to go in. And then you just see him just slip on the oil and start sliding butt first down that tunnel.
Oh, look at Stefan. It's your turn. I've kept him in line too many times. It's your turn. I'll watch Monica.
Don't worry about it. He'll catch up to them and tell them to get the hell out of there. We got 3 looking for him now.
was gonna say, I just looking at a tunnel, I was like, kind of mutters, like, I see what kind of parent you're going to be.
Well, I never want to go first in the line and
When
the
your
head of
child
the-
is missing its arm and I'm more powerful, come see me and I'll grow it back.
And you're referring to
Yeah.
Monica, right?
No, I was talking about like when he actually has a
okay.
kid,
All right.
because I'm like
Okay.
Secret's like thinking about like the image in Secret's mind now, like, oh, the future is like Stefan has a kid, the kid is like crawling through a minefield of like saw blades, and he's like, the kid's got to learn. Like that is now like his image of future Stefan. It's just, kid's got to learn. Doesn't
You win
matter the
some, you lose
situation.
some.
Exactly. Stefan's
They're
practical. He'll have
they're
another
easy
one.
to make.
Exactly. They're fun to make sometimes.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Oh, hell yes. That was out of character, but it's true.
Oh God, I can only imagine. Oh, by the way, out of character, you're home now, right? You're not in the hotel room anymore.
No, not anymore. We got in Monday.
Is everything good?
Well, so far we still got a little bit of stuff to get done. The entry hall, we're ordering some special wood to make it look a little different than the rest of the area. And we just picked out the wood this morning, and got to wait for that to come in. In the meantime, we've got a throw rug laid out there.
Neat.
Yeah, right.
All right.
And we can't put a lot of stuff where it ought to go yet because of, well, on top of everything else, we've been in this house for over 20 years.
Yeah,
And we're not
been
the
through a
first
lot.
owners. And the windows in this house are the old aluminum frame double pane windows that,
Oh Jesus.
they had to be replaced. So we had just signed a contract about a week before the flood hit.
God.
And the guy tells me, it's going to be 8 weeks. Don't worry. Good. About the time they were getting to work on doing the remediation on this thing, he called me up and he says, hey, your windows are here. Come out and install them.
About that.
And I said, that's not really a good time. I'm not even in the house now. So he's going to wait till, I think we've got him coming next week to do the windows, or his team
That'd be
coming.
nice.
And then about a week or so later, my remediation guy will come in, spend a day or two doing the last of the stuff, putting the stuff in the entry. And then there's a lot of little spots as people miss, when they're doing work.
Yeah. Well, at least
They
your
had to
house is
paint
mostly
4
dry now.
rooms. They had to paint 4 rooms and all that kind of stuff. They miss little things. So he went through with his little blue tape thing, sticking it all over the place. Do this, do that.
I'm about to be doing that myself. I'm getting my place ready to fix up so I can move in June. Because I got to sell this out. I'm building, and this will be my third new construction and my third time moving since I've lived in Florida. It'll be my third time moving in about 8 to 10 years now. I'm hoping it'll be the last for a good long while.
Anyway, let's get back to the game.
Sorry. That's my fault.
We got into real world.
Yes. Okay. Secret and Stefan are talking up there. They've sent the 2 guards down. We're gonna move the camera back down to Pyre, Zorg, the Overseer, and eventually Ash, and the
Yeah.
All right,
Sliding down the hill.
Yes. He rolled a nat 1 on his stealth roll, and I figured, well, I mean, the obvious way to fail that is just to slip on that oil and slide down, which works in his favor.
Yep. I'll tell Secret, And I reach up and I'm holding my finger and my hand out, but you don't see anything on it. And I say, go check and see what's going on. And I toss it and I hear a flapping of wings as he flies down the tunnel. Let's see what's going on.
All right.
And as he goes, I transmit a message to him. You know the one to talk to. The big dragon looking one. He's talked to you before. He didn't know it though at the time. So we could just relax. Yeah.
All right. All right. So what's the marching order of you three? You three. Where's the overseer? Who's at the front? Who's...
I'm in the front.
Yeah.
Overseer in the middle.
Okay.
Pyre probably
Pyre
in the back.
Yeah, I can live with that.
I still have one more rage, so if we get into combat, we're good.
Things happen, DM. I was hoping for a happy resolution, but Pyre is willing to put his life behind his word and his ideology.
Zorg's just looking for blood.
Yeah,
Zorg
that's
hasn't
why
had
you're in the
enough.
front, Sorg. That's why you're in the front.
All right. Bradley Norton does head down the mining. He heads down the mining shaft. He kind of guides you along, Zorg, if you accept his directions. You go down various routes, backtrack a little bit, check multiple tunnels. Secret and Stefan, you do see a couple miners head up here and there. And I also completely forgot about the 4 miners that were with you. Drugel is probably still... So Drugel, So Stefan and Secret, you guys will see Drugel come back, and Mason and Boris are also going to come back. But we'll do that later. Right now, we're going to focus on Stefan, Zorg, and the Overseer. You head down multiple passageways. A good 15 minutes passes. The Overseer is being thorough. And all in all, about, let's say, seven freed miners make their way up through the passage. He begins ordering you to go down the passageway, like basically the passageway that leads directly to the hive. It's still a fair bit of distance, but you're beginning to make that descent.
Fun. I will tell him about what we found down there. I'll ask him if anyone came down after we did.
Miners went to work. Some of them were on strike and decided to voice their complaints. So potentially yes, and as we have seen, a few have come down here.
All right. Pyre will, as we go, or as Pyre and him goes, we'll describe the areas we went to, what we found, the 2 insignias on the wall.
Okay. At this point, Ash would you probably would hear... Oh wait, Ash has boots of Elvenkind. He doesn't make any sound. So even if he's running at full speed, he's not going to be making that much sound.
He just slips down oil quietly.
Alright. So you don't hear Ash dashing, and I believe the familiar can fly, is it 60 feet normally?
Yeah, he's going to catch up to Ash pretty quick. And as he starts to get out of range, with my eyes kind of glaze over as I'm looking through his sight.
Yeah, your familiar keeps up with Ash. You make multiple turns. Ash, I guess he probably would beeline down the precise route you guys had taken. I'll just say that he probably has a decent idea of the route you took. As you glaze over, you do notice, as your eyes glaze over, as your familiar goes out of range, you do see that Ash is within distance of Pyre and Zorg and the Overseer. And then your familiar is now out of range. And Zorg and Pyre. Since the boots of Elvenkind don't make a sound, I suppose you do hear the sound of something flapping in the wind. Something flapping in the wind behind you.
Pyre would hear it.
You'd also hear it as well. You're not too far off.
How far in the distance? Would I see it with my dark vision, or?
The Overseer does not have dark vision, so he would have brought a lantern with him.
Okay.
And that being said, there's torches all across the walls, so you just need to glance back, and you can see as far as the torches light, basically. And you hear the flapping, you see Ash rapidly approaching your location. So you don't see the 2 guards that were sent down here.
That's not good. Well, I guess it's not totally unusual.
It is a bit of a labyrinth, and Ash knew exactly what route to go down. At least he made an educated guess. Let's see. Ash probably wouldn't tell you guys to go back up, so Ash would probably say, okay. Ash would probably wave at you as he's approaching. He says, "Hey guys, wait up!" And he skids to a halt right in front of Pyre. He catches his breath a little bit because he's been sprinting at full speed. You still hear flapping. As you guys turn to Ash, and most likely, what does your familiar do, Stefan?
He'll land on Pyre's shoulder again,
Definitely
And-
flinches. He was not expecting that.
and he'll tell him, "You need to get back up here."
Why? Pyre will say after he recovers his wits.
There'll be a pause, and the familiar has a pause, and then says, "Because."
Yeah, and Ash, at the same time as this familiar is talking, Ash says, "Alright, I'm here to help. What's happening down here?" As he pulls out his short bow.
Pyre points towards the overseer and says, "We're keeping him alive. He's doing a final check through. Apparently some miners came down the way we came. We're not going to go past the sigil, but we need to check the rooms."
Alright. Sounds like a plan. And at this point, the familiar is probably talking at the same time as Ash is talking with Pyre as well. If you wanted to continue your conversation.
No, they delivered a message, and
Okay. Why? Because. Alright.
Why?
I didn't give it
Because-
any other instructions.
Alright.
Is it not? Oh wait, wait. Which pack did you take? I guess it's not my business technically. Was it Pact of the
It,
Chain?
well, see, it took off after Ash left, so it just followed him down.
It does have a max telepathic. Oh wait, no wait.
Yeah, I think I can communicate anywhere on plane with this familiar, if I remember right.
Yeah.
It's not
Yes, but I
it's not
don't
a
think
limited thing.
you lose senses after
Yeah.
100. I think.
Uh,
But I think orders and resummoning and things like that work throughout the entire plane.
Yeah, and technically it's a raven. It doesn't need you to speak through it. It can probably know a language.
But Pact of the Chain. The reason I asked that is I'm pretty sure Pact of the Chain lets you communicate directly through your familiar, or maybe I'm remembering that wrong. He might not even be Pact of the Chain. That's
we've
conjecture.
got a mile range. I thought it was anywhere on the plane, but it's limited to a mile.
What the heck?
Your point being,
Oh.
you should still come back up.
You still would be. I believe you still would be in range a mile.
Yeah, I don't think they went the mile deep.
Yeah. All right. Am I getting the SRD? Oh well. Doesn't say much on the SRD, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot more other details to it.
Yeah.
Oh well. Let's.
Whatever works best for the story and whatever you want to judge, DM. We can do that
Yep.
now and change it later.
Yep. If you want your familiar to ask Stefan and have Stefan answer back, you can feel free to make that decision. If not, then the narrative is going to continue with the rest of them following the overseer. All right. So the overseer. So you head down another bend. Let's see. Yeah, you head down another bend, and it's familiar. It's the place where there was a passage that had a chance to collapse. Well, it did collapse. And unfortunately, there is a miner that's trapped underneath the rubble.
Zorg, you're in front. It's your turn to react.
All right. Do I
So-
see anything in front
Yeah,
of us?
you see the thing I just described. The guy's unconscious.
Okay. I will approach slowly.
Approach slowly. You ever... Okay.
Okay, so
the-
approach it slowly. Do you say anything? Do you do anything? What does your body look like, Zorg?
I am staring at the man. I asked the overseer if this is one of his people.
He says, of course. He is wearing a House of Steel hard hat on his head. Well, I guess it's not on his head anymore. There's a House of Steel hard hat nearby. Well, looks like it didn't do him any good. Doesn't exactly help with boulders.
What's the area around him look like?
It's a collapsed tunnel.
Just everything's collapsed except where he is.
Essentially, yeah, the lower half of his body is stuck, like he's in a tunnel, just a straight passageway, and then he's lying on the ground, and from his torso down, there's just rubble all over.
Okay. How stable does it look? around him?
I mean, it looks like a lot of things collapsed. Make a perception roll.
With normal, no advantage.
Yep, just normal. You see some rocks. You see some rocks falling. Though you're not entirely sure if that means that there's going to be a second collapse soon, or if that's just a little bit of extra sediment just falling down after it had collapsed.
I'll pipe up here, DM. With Pyre's knowledge of being a miner, what is the likelihood of being able to rescue this miner without causing a secondary collapse? Roughly, very rough.
If I were to
Likely
give, if
could
I were to
happen,
give
unlikely.
a
That's what I'm
probability,
looking for.
you'd have. Let's see. You definitely have to do a little bit of digging. You'd have to do a little bit of digging to get him out. Chances of a secondary collapse would be probable. Judging just quickly based off of the appearance from what you can see, assuming that we're just going to assume you're going to take Zorg's role and add your bonus knowledge on top of that. It's likely. It's likely that you could cause a secondary collapse, but not guaranteed.
I asked the overseer if this man is valuable in any way. Can we let him die?
Yeah, and the overseer looks down. He says, "Well, if you're not going to move the rubble, then I will."
Pyre will move forward with the overseer.
I will continue to move forward as well.
All right, Pyre will stay back then. There's no reason to have all three of us.
All right. Ash is just going to look down the other passageway with the short bow. In the distance,
In
you do hear...
situations like these, Zorg, it's important to rescue not just who's valuable, but who's within reach. There's a chance that you can help him. But though, watch your voice. Any poor thought out movements or hesitation could lead to all of our deaths. You're saying, DM, about hearing stuff?
You hear some chittering off in the distance. It's still very far off.
Okay.
Mm,
All right. So the Overseer and Zorg are going to begin digging, right?
yes.
So Zorg... these are some very sizable rocks. It's not like a whole bunch of gravel has fallen on top of the guy. These are probably the size of... let's say... from the size of a bowling ball all the way up to the size of... I guess basketballs. Bowling balls and basketballs. They're fairly
I
large.
thought you were going to say up to the size of a Chevrolet.
Chevrolet.
I don't know if he's alive if he's got a Chevrolet
Yeah.
worth of rocks on him. That man's done and dusted.
All right.
Can we tell if he's alive?
The Overseer is... okay. The Overseer does check. He says, well, he's breathing at least. Come on. Let's get these rocks off of him. And you can make an athletics check with advantage.
Athletics check with advantage. Ooh. Oh my gosh, those rolls are atrocious.
So you did sustain some battle injuries from the last fight. One of your muscles feels one of your muscles were cut by one of the big army ants, and you feel like you don't have as much leverage from your arm as you normally would. It's definitely, even with the overseer helping you move some of the rocks, it's definitely taking you quite a bit more time. And these things, they're heavy. They're definitely a lot heavier than rocks that you find closer on the surface. And you can see some crystals are mixed in nearby as well. The chittering gets closer. And you also hear a little bit of burrowing. Far off burrowing.
All right, Pyre is going to approach Zorg's area. Zorg, go ahead and do what you're going to do.
Can I do? Can I get a direction on where the burrowing sounds is coming from? Is it the way we came from, or is it?
Ash's direction down the corridor.
Okay. I will continue trying to remove the rocks.
All right, DM. I heard a rock the size of a car.
No.
No.
That was my remark.
Okay.
That wasn't the DM. I was just joking.
Basketballs
Pyre.
and bowling balls.
Okay. Pyre will swap with the overseer. If there's only room for 2, if there's room for 3, Pyre will simply add his size and mass to it, to the effort to unbury him.
All right. I believe Zora can make an athletics check, and we're gonna add a +5 to that as well. Whatever the final
Athletics
result is.
check.
With
No.
advantage, +5.
With advantage. Okay. Uh, 16.
16. Progress is slow but steady. Because there seems to be a large pile of rocks from the ceiling. Every time you clear out one rock, it seems like another takes its place.
Yeah.
And those burrowing sounds are getting ever so closer.
All right. Pyre is starting to panic. Are those burring sounds uncomfortably close?
They're not uncomfortably close, but if you had to guess based off of previous experience, they'd probably reach your location in 3 minutes, give or take.
Okay. Pyre will give him 1 more minute. He will verbalize it as such. 1 more minute, and if we don't have him free, I am going to intervene.
Okay. Zorg, make another athletics check with advantage, +5.
Another athletics check with advantage, +5. All right, we got a 25.
25. All right. So, with all 3 of you working together, you finally clear out just enough to get the guy loose. You do successfully drag him out, and the burrowing sounds are very loud now, on top of the chittering. The chittering seems to be getting a lot closer, and you can hear very quick movements that sound like they're coming from the ceiling and the walls.
All right. Well, Pyre doesn't want to. What's the word for it? Kill the guy we just rescued, but we don't have a choice. He is going to pick the guy up in his arms like a child, cradling to his chest. And he's going to move back, and he says, "Get out of there! Move! They're coming! They're close! This is it. We're going back, overseer. There's no more time."
All right. Are you moving at full speed?
I am encouraging the Overseer to move at full speed. Zorg may do whatever he desires.
Zorg will advance as the party advances.
Okay, full speed.
Pyre will full speed taking point.
You're full speed and taking point. Okay. Alright. I'll take it that Zorg, do you want to be behind Pyre, or...
In front of Pyre. Still.
All right, Pyre will tell Zorg to go full speed up front, and then he'll follow up behind and make sure everyone goes. Same
behind?
pattern. Pyre's in the back, Zorg in the front. We switch around, but generally one's always at the end.
Alright. So you make your way up, back up the mining shaft, and you can't help but notice that the burrowing sound... So, when you're going up the mining shaft, it's not just a straight road. There's a lot of twists and turns, and that burrowing sound is now uncomfortably close. And you hear another burrowing sound in the other direction as well.
All right, well. DM, how does having squeaky clean boots interact with a greasy, dirty floor?
Unfortunately, you're not all the way up there yet.
All right, going up there.
I'd say you'd probably have, assuming you're not gonna dive into combat, Stefan will be back in range with his familiar in 3 actions. You'll be back up to the surface in 6.
I have to go to the bathroom. My stomach is cramping.
Go, Zorg. Go,
right now.
go, go. Go, James.
Right.
James. You're not
Go
Zorg,
ahead.
you're James.
Go ahead. Alright.
All right, so Rock hits Zorg on the head, and we continue without him, leaving him to the bugs. Could you imagine? That'd be so cold-hearted.
And we need some bait, anyways. Something to distract them.
Can he just, like, rage while unconscious, DM?
No, unfortunately not. Rules as written.
I know. Just imagine it, the answer, like, wow, this is some really tough meat. It's like our bites are being halved. They're high-faz effective. Do we want to go
Stefan
to...
getting a telepathic message from familiar tells secret. We might want to be ready. It seems like they're coming with one and they're being pursued. That's what it looks like they're doing. They're hurrying fast. And he said they were coming and close.
I wonder how many ants can follow behind an ambusher. How many can follow through the tunnels that they create? I wonder. If
If
they
they
can
can
get
get up here.
a whole raiding party.
They
If
were
they can get up to this point, we can light the fires and slow them down and get out.
Yeah, but if they're burrowing, like, why aren't they just using the tunnels? Why are they burrowing new tunnels?
That's the way they ambush.
Mm-hmm. That's the way they ambush. They're expecting you to use the tunnel, so why not go around it? If a taskmaster is smart enough to know that you're going to set up traps, then why not just burrow around them?
It's like going through a thick forest when you could just go on an easy trail. How does the taskmaster know about the oil? Which one of the guards betrayed us? All right. Well, my general train of thought is hand off the injured guy to Zorg and let Zorg do the athletics check.
Okay, we can wait for James to see what he would want to do.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying we should move on without him. I'm just
Yeah.
stating my general ideas and bouncing ideas. Is there a updated Mark of Zygen? Because I saw different flames on the map.
No, there should not be an updated Mark of Zygen.
Okay, so what is the circle of marks around Pyre?
Oh, those are the flags of those city-states. I put the flags of the
Oh, okay.
relevant city-states and relevant territories on the map.
Yeah, well, I think the party just explained why Zygen hates women. Probably too many broad jokes as he's growing up as a kid.
Zygen actually has a twin sister.
Hey Zygen, I need you to hold my child. What? Why? Because you need to milk it. You're wearing a bra, right? That's what your mark means, right?
A flaming one.
His sister gets the dick jokes. Zygen gets the boob jokes.
Oh.
Though unfortunately, I don't think the Mark of Polaris could look like a dick, even if you squinted hard at it.
I am back, boys.
Welcome, we were just talking about dicks and boobs.
Good.
The Mark of Polaris. And for any of you who are curious, the Mark of Polaris looks like this.
Oh.
Not quite a dick.
Maybe 4 dicks coming together?
Sure, let's roll with that. She's
What an interesting
she's
scenario.
Meeting
the
of
goddess
the
of
dicks.
foursomes.
Oh, she's gonna kill so many people.
We shall slay her.
Yeah, she's exiled. The goddess of ice is exiled.
The prophecy foretold of us 4.
Can't believe Zygen tried tempting my character into ascension. It's like, really, Dad?
Dude, just ascend, man. You'll be fine.
I'm thinking about it. Not sure why Zygen was like, oh, make sure you don't ascend too early. It's like, what? What?
You need that ascension. Can so okay, so
Alright.
Stefan, so all of us have a like mark except Stefan.
Yes.
Okay.
That's okay. Stefan has literally every holy symbol known to mankind.
Yes.
Yeah, I just
We're
pull
all
out the one I
religious.
need to use at the time I need to use it. Makes it a little easier getting around.
Alright. Zorg and Pyre, what are you going to do? You hear the sounds of burrowing getting uncomfortably close.
Zorg gets ready for battle.
Okay, that's good. Now, what are you going to do?
Pyre apparently runs past Zorg. He's still going forward.
Zorg will whip out his battle axe and chase after Pyre. As long as the overseer is coming with.
Okay. Now, what action are you going to be taking? Because it's a given that you're either going to be moving or staying still. Sounds like you two are going to be moving, so that's your movement. So what is your action?
Dash?
Just
Yeah,
pure movement?
Mm-hmm. Full movement, DM.
Mm-hmm. Or sprinting.
Alright. All right. So, from the sounds of it, Pyre is now taking points since you ran
I am
when Zorg
fine with
hesitated.
Zorg being wherever he wants to be. Just assume Pyre is opposite of Zorg. Zorg
I
wants to
will.
stand and fight, Pyre's going ahead. If Zorg
I
wants
will
to
be
keep
in
running,
the back,
Pyre
I
will be in the
guess.
back.
I will be in the
Okay,
back,
that
I
works.
guess.
We'll
I feel
just
like
do that.
I feel like you guys Zorg reacted to what Pyre did, so I feel like the order is currently
It's
reversed.
only reversed.
Okay, we're fine with that. That'll work.
As
I'll
the
be in the back,
familiar
the
comes
overseer will be in the
flapping
middle.
back into the room, I realize they're close. I have
Where's
a spell
Ash right now?
prepared.
This is
Cantrip, actually.
they are far enough. So there's two. Well, everyone basically it's gonna take 6 rounds, quote unquote, for them to get to freedom, but 3 rounds until you can get vision through your familiar. Your familiar can obviously come back, but that distance is probably
Oh, he
it's
has a
probably
normal
around
speed
4.
of 60. He can, in quotes, sprint too.
Yeah, you could. That would be. I guess that would also be a 3. So it
He
would
has a
be.
bonus action dash, so Ash could go 90 feet if he was so inclined.
Yeah, if he was so inclined, he probably doesn't want. If you guys want to lead, he's probably gonna stay in the center with his bow out.
Smart thief.
So they've taken their action. Your familiar will arrive back at you, Stefan, in 2 rounds, basically.
It's informed me that they're coming.
Yep.
Which I'm assuming means you
I'm going
informed
to have
me.
a cantrip prepared as soon as they get here.
Eldritch Blast.
You know, no,
No? Okay.
nope.
Eldritch Blast.
Scorching ray.
Oh, it wasn't a cantrip. Okay. 2nd level spell. Alright. Alright. Okay. Pyre. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, scorching ray is a cantrip,
Yeah.
isn't it? Oh, yeah, it isn't. No.
I only have 1 2nd level spell left, and none of my 2nd level spells I have prepared would be useful. Except
I
for
have
maybe
failed
Gentle
quick
Repose
save.
after one of them dies.
You have failed the check. Okay.
Oh,
Let me
wait.
double-check.
I rolled a 2, DM.
What
I
does
failed the check.
upcasting this do?
You really failed
If
the
I
check,
succeed in this, there is no reason for me to roll.
I have a Toll the Dead prepared, by the way. I think I forgot to say that.
Oh, damn it.
Probably
This
gonna
isn't the one
die.
that's prepared. Wait, isn't this the one prepared? This should be... Hold on. Hold on. Is this seriously not the one that's...
Haha, they're ambushing the wrong tunnel.
Oh, wait, I think I know what's going on. I think the API crashed. That's why it's not showing up. Give me a second. API is prone to crashing time by time. Yep, it definitely wasn't up. I'm just going to assume that the damage is something like 1d10 plus... Let's see. I'm gonna guess it was that number. Okay. You take 6 damage as the wall to your left bursts open and a stinger reaches out and stings you in the chest. It pierces it. You notice that this stinger actually pretty easily pierces right through your metal armor.
All right. So this happens. I assume I'm surprised. Like I see this happen, but am I able to use any reactions?
All you use in a reaction, if you know what I'm saying. Got him.
I do have an idea of how to survive this. You know, we can figure out the mechanics later. As the stinger pierces him, he turns, he grunts, he shifts the body as to shield it, and he invokes the final insignia of his father that he has left for today. Rather than waiting for the venom to inevitably be pumped into him, he is igniting the venom that is attached to his body, hopefully making it so it, at the very least, is neutralized before entering his bloodstream.
Burn the
He
poison
is
out.
trying to
Okay.
burn the venom before it hits him.
Burn
The only reason I'm
poison
saying
out.
this is because
Okay.
it's now attached to him.
Okay. You know what? Sure. I'll let you do that. I'll let you use a reaction to attempt to burn the venom out and burn the stinger, I'm assuming.
Oh, that would be great, just copious explosion. But the venom is my target, DM. I am trying
is
to
your
survive, not kill.
Kill,
Alright.
not survive.
Roll
That's you.
Roll your spellcasting. Basically, roll your 1d20 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. And Ash also makes an
And-
attack.
Okay.
But you can make your thing first. No, I need to
That
turn
is a
that off.
11. Oh, crap. Oh, well. I tried.
An 11. Okay. All right. So you try to invoke your Mark of Zygen to try to neutralize the poison that's in your system. And instead...
It's more of trying to burn it before it enters the system. So I'm channeling it through the stinger, not through my blood. But go ahead.
Through the stinger. Okay. Are you going... So what is your... So... How would your body react? Like, you see this thing
Oh,
burst
it's
out the wall
definitely
and
tensing
stinger.
up. It's
Tensing
one of
up,
those
okay.
things where he shifts the miner to one arm. The other arm kind of like grips for the stinger, and he invokes the last charge of the Mark of Zygen. As for the miner, he's holding on with one arm. It's not comfortable and whatnot, but it's one arm. I would say because the low roll, if this goes off, it's probably too slow. But go ahead, do what you would.
The stinger pierces in you, and pierces in you, and then you turn into a bolt of lightning, and you move further up the passageway. So it's to your left. You move further up the passageway, about 15 feet from your current location.
I did notice a you and not a we.
Yep. The miner falls to the ground. However,
All right.
you have just seen one of the basic abilities that you currently have right now. This is called Lightning Jump. As a bonus action, you can jump 15 feet. For now. Alright.
Okay.
And this is a surprise. This is a surprise round. So I'm gonna add the ambusher to the initiative order. Everyone roll initiative. And there are other things behind that ambusher. Because they do have raiding parties. And some of their units are definitely fast enough to keep up with their burrowers.
How long do we want this? How long do we plan till 11?
Let's say that this is where we end. This is where we end the session.
Okay.
That
We might have to
wanna-
break that
Do you want us
20.
to roll initiative?
Select your token and then click on initiative on your character sheet.
You want John and I to also roll?
Dude,
Yeah.
I
Yep.
hate this game. Can I inspiration my initiative?
I could have
Okay.
used
You can,
inspiration.
if you want. You can if you want.
Makes me sad getting like the lowest rolls of all time.
Zorg, why couldn't you say that 5 minutes ago?
And before I forget, I'm going to attack. Oh dear. Ash, your ready to action bounces right off the carapace. Tisk tisk.
I guess I'll sit here with my 5 and go pretty much last.
Like, fails two. I don't know if I failed. Did poorly on 2 rolls. Oh, if only there was a way to re-roll like a certain resource I've just been dying to use.
Dude,
No
I've been
spells, no racial abilities. It was just like a DM gift. I know, Mark of Zygen. Wait. Is there something else? No, there isn't.
the inspiration isn't a thing. Nah.
Good job, Zorg. It is worth your time and effort to do that now.
Is it worth it to inspiration the initiative?
Yeah, it
If
is.
you want.
Okay.
It sounds
how
like
do I
this
do?
isn't the only ambusher that's headed your direction.
So I just
Just do the same thing again.
okay.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Was it worth
So-
it, Zorg?
Way to
Yes,
go, Zorg.
21. It's almost a nat.
Get
Nat
rid of
20.
that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
First good roll I've seen in a long time.
That. Hold on, I just need to get rid of all of your old initiatives on different tokens on a different map.
Do you have a map set for this or no? For this battle or no?
Not at the moment, but I can just whip that up for the next session. Shouldn't take too long.
Hopefully Ash will be here next session.
Aye. Unless he's going roofing again, at which point he's probably too tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he fell asleep. Like at 7, 8.
I mean, I definitely passed out around that time yesterday.
Did you have to go roofing today as well?
Yeah, we both roofed today and yesterday.
How many people do you roof with usually? Is it just
Apparently,
you and
James
Ishmael and
James just does it. Other James just roofs with Ishmael. It was only this recent job that he brought me along as well, and another guy joined in today. So we had 4 people there.
is it split evenly or?
I mean, we're all working. We're all working roughly equally as hard, I think.
There's that one guy.
Yeah. I think we all.
Well,
Like we've all got our jobs, but
You know, the good side on that is you're not doing it where I live in the summer when it's 100 degrees out.
This summer is gonna be hot though, for real.
Oh, yeah.
It's currently
It's-
so far.
It's February and it's already like 83, 82.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 70. It was like 83
Crazy.
today, which is how I like it. I hate cold weather. That's why I moved down here.
I like the 70s, like a nice 70,
That's
75.
chilly for me now.
It's like
I've,
nice
if
and
it's like
good.
if it's like 75 or below, I'm putting on a hoodie and I'm complaining.
No, it's
I
just
like
a nice
I
day.
like to me, my happy temperatures outside, like for me, like a cool day should be like 80. I prefer like somewhere between like 85 and 90 is like my happy temperatures outside.
No, I'd be driving. I'd be like,
I pretty much don't like to go outside in the 70s.
yeah.
That's cool for
I
me.
feel it's important for me to represent. Tomorrow's school is closed for elementary schoolers and such because the extreme weather temperatures.
Yeah.
That's how cold it is. The
I won't tell you
temperature,
what I
not the
keep my
weather.
apartment at in the summer and what the temperature in my apartment
How
is right
much?
now.
That's because you're part of the scam community. All right. You.
Yeah, because of the timeshare shit. I won't tell
Yeah,
you that my
yeah.
apartment right now is at 80 degrees and I'm looking at the thermometer and it is 80 degrees in here.
That's not hot enough. He's about to go turn it up.
No,
Yeah,
inside 80 is my happy temperature. If I'm about to get like do something like in VR, like then I'll bring it down to like 78.